A little bit of something special here. What do we got? We got... Oh, that's good right there. How's that? Do I like that?
Pretty good. That's very good. Yeah.
Let's roll with it. Shawnigan, my good man. Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Black Thumb. Coming from my garage, my personal bubble, to your home. Tonight, with our fantastic palette of personalities that is my plethora of players, we rejoin those in Memnon, the northern city in Kalimshan, the great desert within which our adventures take place. And my man Sean, our faithful archivist, our incredible log keeper, who has been doing such a tidy, fantabulous job of taking down our adventures, the adventures of members like the Sand Kraken, and
So here we go. So last episode was a tragedy at the registrar. So the morning last.
They have titles now?
Yeah, we're doing titles now. It's the Santa fiasco.
Nice.
Moving up, baby. We have arrived.
So here we go. So Laz is in the shop. Barry's in the shop. He's ordering plates from the Vizier to get the up armor going, adding 400 hit points on. The laborer acknowledged they messed up the rear framing, so they're working on that issue. Bjorn heads down to the dock because he wants to find some semen. Sounds wrong. Gary's determining which head to keep. The Minotaur head's getting pretty ugly. Goes to get wood and burns the head. Orion or Orion? I got to figure out which way you want to be that called.
Orion is
Orion.
the proper way.
So Orion's disguised as a child hanging outside the bar. Gets picked up by a dude looking for something more than a child. An elf picks him up and goes to dinner. He knows Orion works for the Pasha. His name is Trejgo. He's a member of the Draygor family. He propositions Orion, which again falls in theme with picking up a child, to lead the Pasha, looking for information. So Orion realizes that the Draygors are a big family spread across Kalimshan. Rumor is they're headed by a dragon, which is part of the Great Race. They have a team of 4 vehicles. They're always armed. They are good. He gets his first task and gets a small bag pushed over to him. Orion opens the bag. They know he worked for them. In the bag are patches from his old crew members. The Draygors collected these. He gets 5 platinum, and they want to know about the barrel of fluid at the compound that melted the toy horse for the Pasha.
Although,
while,
for the record,
playing
they don't know about that part. They don't know about that part.
No. They're just so we all remember what the oil is from. The oil is the thing that blew up the little toy horse while Gary was playing Knight. They want to ask if they can have it delivered. If the barrel's gone, they just want to know where it went to. They want to avoid bloodshed. In the background, by the way, that just to all remind that Sorth wants to kill the Draygors, and Sorth, they're told that Sorth can come over there and call whoever he wants to out at the compound. Sorth and his buddy are hanging out cutting meat. Sorth goes hunting for cows. Sorth is making something from the thigh bones, a spear. Korgit suggests making a scythe. Bjorn's having an existential crisis in the bar after a few too many beverages. The other captain hands over a coin to Bjorn and recognizes the crest of Gond. Back in the garage, the engine is in, the plates are on. The Vizier wants to wait for Hamid to turn over the engine. The Vizier mentions to Barium and me an issue regarding the problems from the auction house, mentioning the can of fluid. He knows it belongs to another powerful family, wants to know what it is, if we can use it, should be returned. Barry knows what it is, though, and he warns the other family will try to get it by any means necessary. Tells him it's racing fuel, and we don't want to give this thing up. Everyone makes it back for dinner per Hamid's request. Korgit is now a chef for Hamid. Hamid digs in. More guards are around than usual. Hamid says there's a problem, talks about claiming the fuel. He wants to keep it. Hamid says he doesn't know how it got there. He wanted to know if Barry can recreate it or can our fuels master recreate it so we don't have to give it up entirely. The team just decides to go whole hog and we're going to go on the path of sabotaging the fuel. At least that's what I thought we were doing. Orion hands out 1 platinum piece each, thinking that he's buying us all into his scheme. Barry is slightly suspicious of where this money came from. Tomorrow, we're told that we have to deliver the papers for the race entry to the registrar. And at that point, Hamid starts to choke. Laz goes all Heimlich on him and saves him. Everyone's trying to figure out how we can get the heat off of us on this. Orion takes a vote, and everyone else wants to fight the Dragos. We just want to claim the fuel. So we go to the barrage. Barry kicks the engine over, and everything sounds good. Before bed, Orion goes to talk with Sorth. He lets Sorth know he can go over there to challenge a Draygor anytime he wants. Bjorn flips the Gondan coin to Barry. Gary searches the sky for a dragon. I don't know why. Next day, rolling the machine out of the shop. Hamid is there, says to lay the claim on the tank. We have to go to the authorities' house. That's near the auction house, and the person there is a half orc. Paperwork's not difficult, but delivery can be complicated, he says, and the Draygors are keeping watch. The decision is just to walk the papers over, front and center, and the vizier talks his way out of having to deliver the paper. The Pasha draws the paperwork, and there's a scroll case handed out. So we have a little bit of a planning session. Locations on the cliffside, overlooking the city. Bjorn and Barry are leading the walk, Martin Luther style. Gary and Laz are running security. Sorth is in the rear with the gear and a cow, and Orion is hiding in the crowd. We hear mumbling. A girl had her hair ripped off. There's a bowman on the roof. Orion whistles to the group. We hear Orion. Laz goes for cover and notices the rest of the shitstorm that's coming. Bjorn goes for the door, shield up. Barry doesn't notice anything and stays with Bjorn. Gary covers Barry. Orion's in the crowd, and Sorth hangs back to see if staff guy goes past me. Bjorn and Barry make it to the door. Guard at the door asks what they are doing. Bjorn explains what he's there to do, because that's just Bjorn style. It doesn't matter what's going on. We're delivering paperwork.
Should have you a
fireworks, and that happens like 2 other times in the middle of his battle. At one point, he's looking for a notary. I don't know what the fuck happened. So Laz thinks better, doesn't attack the guard, and goes for extra cover. Barry sets up his Eldritch Cannon to start that thing munching around the ground. Bjorn shoves the guard through the door with the papers. Orion goes around the building to get the drop on the giant, and Sorth climbs the building. The guards rush in. The giant throws parchment to the guards. Not the giant. Bjorn throws the parchment to the guards. Says he has a job. Gary barely hits. Laz lights up the big dude. Barry shoots a crossbow. Bjorn hits for 4. Gary hits for 27. Gets hit for 27. And he's down. Giant turns to run. Laz hits with opportunity. Orion fails to hit the big guy. Sword targets him with the crossbow and hits for 21. Gary crit fails a saving throw. Laz fires off a javelin. Barry tries to get in position. Bjorn heals Gary after failing to stabilize him. Sorth again lights him up with the cold bow, and that's the end of the big dude. The guards are asking what in the hell happened. Bjorn just wants the papers filed and wants a notarization. We make our way back to the compound, and at that point we find the workman's shop in Hamid's is on fire. The Multidor, Draygor, and city guards are all dead, and Hamid and the Vizier are dealing with the fire. Hamid says he understands, and then he sees us bringing in the gigantic gun that we got off of the giant that fires basically trees.
The giant ballista.
Yeah.
Sorry, not a ballista even. It's a tube. It's a launcher tube. And 25 more experience.
Thank you.
For another amazing... Take 50 on that. That was incredibly detailed. You had fucking the combat dictated. That was amazing. That was incredible. Just seriously, I should clip all of these presentations from all the episodes. I didn't even think about it until now, and it would just be perfect synopsis every time. Love it. Thank you so much. Let's get some various, that's my new term for technically sounding music in a sort of D&D sandy world. I think this will... no, a little dramatic. Whoa, no, too much. Nope. That'll work. Camera opens up. It's late. Barium's bleary-eyed, standing over this tube that you got weirdly obsessed with. You don't know how long it's been. Hours? Hours, you're pretty sure. Everyone else has gone to bed, but this nagged at you. And so you've got this thing snapped open, and you're looking over it, and you've more or less figured out how it works. And oddly enough, it has a mounting point built into it. Clearly designed to be tripoded or mounted or something to that effect. It's in fact got two points on it. Hard points where it's meant to have legs attached to it. Now with that said, I leave it to you, in Barium's obsession, what sort of mount would he have rigged for this thing?
I'm wondering.
Imagine, if you will, it's just a long toilet paper roll, and it's got one hole in the middle and one hole at one end, opposite the firing end.
So I'm wondering if there's a way we can give it a like a fully rotational seat and attach it to that and have a gunner on it.
You imagine that Barium would design this, yeah?
Yep.
We're gonna roll some invention here. Let's go with some intelligence. Or maybe some insight, straight out.
$11.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
It's basic. It's a sketch. It's got all the contentions necessary for angles, what's the word I'm looking for? Recoil. The mounting point, in essence, as you look at the drawing and then look at the framework, and you think to yourself, it's going to get extended. You're going to have to reinforce some things. You have a good idea. So you say to yourself, no, I don't need that repeating. Fuck that noise. Let's get something else going here. Something like, in this playlist I'll assume, we can use that. Cross your fingers.
I just noticed the Rugrat.
As you have the drawings all figured out and the design in place, you have a bunch of metal bent before long, and you've sort of just prepped it. You know, it's one of those jobs where you kind of got an obsession and you need to go to bed, and you're kind of just zoned in on it, because despite wanting to go to bed at the same time, you don't want to go to bed. You want to get this started, you say to yourself. You're just going to start it. Okay, well, maybe a little more. Maybe a little more into it. And before long, it's taking really fast shape. Hours pass. And I need you to make a fabrication check here. So it's going to be, we're going to go with your, shit. We're going to go with your strength bonus. So strength plus your proficiency, if you could, sir.
That would be 18. We should probably saw that tube off a little bit to make sure it's gonna fit.
That sounds
Just
fine.
A little,
so you snub nose the unit?
Yeah, I'm thinking kind of like saw it off, because that thing full size would be way too big for the craft.
Sounds good. You do so. You cut it down by about a third or a quarter. As you finish setting up the saw, you hear a loud clang of a metal door of the loud clang of the metal door of the shop. As Hamid walks in, looking across the garage, the whole of the shop laden out between the two of you, as you are just about to, as I said, start the saw to burn down through the barrel on the one side. When he walks in, he's got his robe on, and he's got in his hand a wooden mug with some steaming fluid, you assume a tea. And he comes sauntering in and simply says, "It's cold in here, huh?"
Maybe a little.
What is you doing? He comes towards. You can see he's got his one arm in a sling, bound against his body, and the other holding the mug. As he comes towards it and slowly just... He looks up at the barrel of the gun, and then at you. What is this?
Yesterday, well, we were fighting off the two families here at the workshop. We were fighting a giant, and he had this large unit that he was using to fire at us. And I figured we could use this for the great race. We could use this for ourselves.
So much good fortune, Barium, huh?
Gotta keep looking, and it's there. You'll find it.
He simply walks around, examining the whole of the thing. It's simple, he says, his voice echoing down the barrel. You will mount this where?
Well, we We have a ballista on the front, so I'm thinking the rear is the only way. Unless we could figure out a way to get this thing a roof mount. That would take a lot of construction.
He gives a nod. We are registered. My friend, you are in the Great Race. How do you feel?
Never felt better.
Your obsession speaks volume, huh?
In this craft, you have to be obsessed to do a good job.
In all things in life, there is a modicum of obsession to be had for this, your goal, huh? I'm glad to see I have winners. I hope to be the winner that gets us to the finish line. He slurps his tea some further, and then suddenly pops up from the barrel. What does he fire?
Well, seeing how simple this unit is, I think we can rig something up to make it fire just about whatever we want, as long as it'll fit, and we can blast it out the other end of the tube.
So you're thinking cannonball?
Well, it depends if we want to take out personnel or vehicles.
He gives a nod and slurps his tea. I am not an expert. There is all matter of vehicle that drive the Great Race. He, looking down the barrel once again, simply gives a low and walks around. So what do you do here? He looks upon what you're about to do.
Well, judging by the size of this and the size of our vehicle, I'm thinking it's a little bit too big for what space we have to utilize, so I'm thinking of cutting this down to size.
He gives a nod, slurps his tea some further. And so you think it will fit better, huh? You get the chair on the back.
I do think it'll fit better. Should fit right on the back.
He slurps his tea some further. And he says, how do you feel about the team?
I gotta say, the team has been greatly supportive. You included.
He grimaces, grunting, as he sets his tea on a nearby tool chest and rubs his arm. He looks across at you again and looks up and down at the vehicle. This will not be easy. If you do not have the right people, if there is any wavering of trust, Barium, you will not make it to the finish line. The Great Race consumes arbitrarily. So many lives are lost. So many hundreds, thousands of gold gone to the sands. For all the efforts that there are so many inventive peoples making, the sands, they are unrelenting and hungry, you know? And he grimaces one more time as he just rubs his arm hard, gripping it. And then grabs his tea and just takes a hard slurp as if that's just the stuff. Ambrosia, the healing draft. But you can smell from here. He says, I am failing to get some rest myself. Is what I am doing. I admit some of it for the excitement of our opportunity. How long away from the race are we? 210 day. We're about a single month, huh? Less than.
It's coming up quick.
He gives a nod. He gives a nod at this, vigorously so as you say that, and he looks over at the machine. You say you have one thing to do, huh? And then she is ready. And he says this listlessly as he looks past you, and you can see he's not really looking for a response there. He's stating, as he looks over towards you and the saw, and he says, don't stay up too late. You need to be rested, my man. There is business during the day, huh? And he stops. He stops, actually, and he says, perhaps not tomorrow. Ugh. I need my man to tell me these things. How sad and pathetic of a leader am I here, relying on so much others. At this, he, like I say, he lifts up the teacup to you, and he says, "I'll have the servant bring you a fresh pot." And he walks off across the shop, disappearing through the doorway that clangs loudly behind him as he walks through, grunting in pain at something as he does. As he disappears from view, the camera pans against you for a moment as we don't hear anything, we just hear the music, and we see sparks flying off as you stand there with a set of... I'm assuming you wear goggles, but you are a Dragonborn, so maybe you don't. For some reason, you tell me.
Well, that thing that I designed the other day, I gave him goggles. You know, just something he can put on when he needs them.
I'm saying for yourself when you're grinding through steel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Safety first. Point being,
Yep,
though,
for sure.
we don't have any sound to it. We just watch as the sparks blast off you as you slowly pull the sawing mechanism through. It's a simple gnomish contraption that uses a fire-infused blade that it spins slowly to melt and carve through the steel. Think of it like a lightsaber as a saw. So, as this thing carves through, you slowly, stopping and adjusting, checking it through your goggles. There's a montage of this until we see that the thing's shortened. During this time, a servant does in fact show up. One of the guys from the kitchen appears with a fresh pot of tea and a small pot of honey next to it. And he places it down on a tool chest, gives you a bow, and walks out. And the camera pans against you as you say so, and then trucks out through a nearby window as sparks continue to fly. And we see the flashing of the window. And we'll say that you spend hours on it. You don't get her done, though. Not until some other guys show up. About 2 hours later, as you're about ready to put the whole of it back up on the put the whole of it up on the mounting unit, and they say, "We can't do this, boss. We need a crane." And at this point, you've been working all night and you're feeling pretty energetic, but you're exhausted. All the same, you know that second wind has hit you, but you're recognizing it. It's like getting off to 7:30 in the morning there, 7:38, that sort of hour. I don't know if anybody else recognizes it when you've been up all night, but you can feel yourself going one of two ways, and you're not sure if you'll last. But you think to yourself, how the hell are you going to get this thing up on top of that? And you think you got a couple options, but also these guys need to set to work extending the unit. So with that said, while you're thinking of a solution, you set your guys to work for the day, and they're going to get that done. But they themselves, despite all their strength, can't lift the whole of the unit up onto it, and you've already built the whole thing down below.
I think we need Laz's help.
With that said, the hours pass by for everybody else in the blink of an eye.
Lost, you're muted.
Morning hits as you say these words. We see Laz's eye open as sunlight creeps across his eyelid. And as he wakes up, the camera cuts to show Sorth out doing whatever he might be doing that morning. It's probably about 8 o'clock in the morning at this point, so I'm not sure what Sorth is doing. But Kurgit's up and gone early on. And you remember he had said something about heading to market early the next day. He's got some sort of business to attend to. Meanwhile, it crossfades to show Orion appearing in his doorway as he gets up for the morning, and Bjorn across the hall coming out of his quarters at the same time. And finally, it cuts to Gary in the charge unit that he has in the corner of the shop.
I always love waking up in the morning, so I'm just gonna go wandering around the city and try to kill somebody at least.
Okay. Gary heads out for a day of adventure. Bjorn, Orion, good morning.
I'll wander down to the kitchens and find myself some breakfast.
Right on.
Can I find barium still working away on the big ass turret?
If you want to head into the shop and check shit out, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him about something to do with it.
You look around for a moment, head over to Barium's door then, and give it a knock. There's no answer. You insight that he's probably not in his room, or he's fast asleep, which you highly doubt at this hour in the morning. It's a moment later that you pass by the windows to find yourself of the hall to find yourself on the stairs, and then out the door towards the shop. The camera cuts from you to show again Sorth doing what?
I'm actually going to go to the market and find Kurgan.
Okay, you head out, and off you go down the street, heading towards where Kurgan might be. And finally, Laz. As the sunlight invades upon your sleep, stabbing you to wakeness, what do you do?
I am probably going to swing by the kitchen to grab a bite to eat and make my way to the shop like the usual morning.
There's a montage.
We at the Fixler's shop? I mean, how bad was the fire damage and everything with that?
Well, shit got put out. This is literally just the next day. Like I said, Barium gets obsessed in all the disaster and everything. I didn't really touch on it at all. I should have actually mentioned. You're working by moonlight as well as lantern, and the moonlight's nice. I mean, you got a skylight in the garage. Who knew that this would be such a pleasant thing? And so it is, with the burned out roof hole in this place. As you're there's a montage I wanted to say of you walking into the kitchen. There's you and Bjorn as you guys punch in, I guess. I don't know. You fold up some sandwiches, getting yourself some things together. There's one of the servant fellows. He's there. He's putting together burritos, breakfast burritos, made with like eggs and a hacked up chicken. So them's get eaten if you're down on that. But otherwise, you guys are free to make whatever the hell you want. It is the kitchen.
I grab 2 of the burritos and make my way down to the workshop.
Sounds good. Where the fuck are they? You start the day with a healthy 2 temporary hit points. Breakfast, baby.
Did we long rest over that night then?
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Barium has not. Sorry to rob you of that.
Nice and genius.
With that established, it is. Sorry, Orion was going to the kitchen too, yeah?
No, I'm trying to find barium.
Okay, you're headed directly to the shop, right? I just grabbed that. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Very good. So while Bjorn and Laz are grabbing a bite, the camera sees out the window of the kitchen down upon the shop as you exit out and head into. We watch as you enter in upon the shop to see Barium handing out orders to the guys to extend cab, do the thing, blah, blah, blah. You kind of understand it. You kind of don't care. You're there on your own business. What up? It's over to you guys.
Sorry, did you say it's over to me?
Barium, you watch as Orion walks into the shop as you're just finishing up orders to your dudes. What up, everyone?
I'm going to wave at Barium.
He waves back.
And then I'll strut over to him.
Orion, my friend, what can I do for you?
Barium, my good friend. How goes the progress?
Couldn't be better.
Yes, I see that. It looks amazing. I wanted to have a word with you. I had a thought. I actually had a dream. I never get those, but I had one tonight. Do you think we could somehow install this amazing turret to fit me as a turret pilot? I know I can't pilot this massive machine. I'm too small in stature, but I would like to do something exhilarating.
So you want to more or less be the turret master?
Yes, I would love to be the turret master, wheeling around and gunning down our foes. Yes,
I think this would be the perfect job for you.
I think so too. It's nothing like steering a ship, but it's something.
I had an idea, but I'll ask your input.
Yes, I don't know if I have any expertise in the matter, but I will give you my best.
It's simple. This tube is a very simple device. You put stuff in it, you fire it, and it goes where you're pointing.
Right, okay. Like a cannon. Yes, a cannon. Yes.
Now, I had an idea. If we want to fire maybe a single projectile, such as, maybe some small cannonball type projectiles, or maybe we could throw some scrap in there and fire it like a spread shot.
Like a grape shot on the port side of a flaming pirate ship. Yes, I like it. It's genius. You are smart as you look.
You have to think before you put stuff together. Think how you're going to use it.
That's true. Yes, I don't know how you're going to do it, but yes. Do you think you can do it? Is it possible?
I'm positive I can do it, especially with this crew. With Laz's help, of course. We need some heavy lifting.
Yes. Yes, his two girls on his arms, Matilda and... I don't know this one's name. All I know is this is a strong one, and we all know why that is. Anyway, my friend, is there anything I can do? I'm not much of a workman, but can I find anything to help you?
I can't really think of anything at the moment, but I appreciate your company.
Yes, well, if you need me, I'll be practicing my shot, as clearly I cannot hit a giant running down an alleyway. Don't tell anyone. But I will be...
in a hallway?
Yes. I will be practicing my shot in the courtyard.
I know that pain. Maybe you can practice my shot for me.
I will do this. Farewell, my friend, and good luck.
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, I should have muted for that.
And with that, I'll take my leave.
You do so. You look over at what he's doing currently. He's got the layout of the shop with the gear and the gun and the frame, and the dudes working away at. You can see all the sparks flying around the shop as you leave. Your silhouette cast upon the wall, with all the guys sawing through the frame to add new frames in. And away you are. Actually, they're just removing it and rebuilding the underframe. And then, so that's what they're doing. They put up the whole of the unit on blocks, and then are dropping the frame out from underneath.
Okay.
Remember, this must be done right. I want perfection out of this unit.
You know what? They even go so far as to suggest to you, maybe you guys could build a secondary frame underneath. So you get the main frame for the current flooring, and then you have an extended frame out from there. So it'd be double the frame, double the fun.
I like this idea. We want this thing sturdy. We want it impervious to anything our enemies might do, as well as the road ahead.
The boys give you nods of understanding. And they set to work. Right on. So they're gonna do the job over the course of the day. As there's a montage of the shop with Bjorn and Laz showing up a little bit later. Bjorn's, of course, got burritos going. Laz, you stopped in at the kitchen as well. I mean, do you make yourself something, or do you grab burritos?
No, I think I'm okay with burritos on the run. You know, just grab like 2 handfuls and just start kind of mushing as I.
All in one fistful, like you're trying to smoke 6 cigars at once or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Just
I'm down with this. I'm totally down with this. So you and Bjorn show up, as I said, munching away on your dogs, your burritos, and as you enter upon the shop, you can see that Bjorn is watching over the boys set up as they are about to conduct some sort of task upon the vehicle. And as you come into the space, you can see something that something of beauty is this giant tubular structure with a bit of a framing around it and a clear mount point. Now I want to make something clear. You had suggested that you were going to put a chair on this thing. And I just want to illustrate that if somebody is sitting in a chair, how are they steering this thing around? So I'm not assuming that that's a thing, but I heard something like that. So I just want to clarify.
It was more just kind of throwing an idea of not, this is how it's going to be done, but it's like, hey, maybe we can do this.
Okay, cool. Because, someone's going to have to stand up there and hold the thing and swim about and shit.
It's one of those things like, like with a blueprint, you start with like a base idea, then you adjust it over time, and you think, all right, well, shit, that's not going to work, so then you got to do something different.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's just something I don't know, you're the inventor, you know what I mean? And this is a fantasy game. So really, this is a fantasy game. You tell me your fantasies. That's what this is about. And we will work to make them true. But
it was just a point that it was going to be rotational in some way.
For sure. And that 100%, we've got that in spades. And then you splitting it down so that the barrel is not so big makes total sense. What's more is, what did you roll for your construction of this thing?
The strength roll?
Your fabrication roll was, right. And then what did you roll for the previous one? That was your design, though.
The previous one was...
That was the, what did I have you roll? Insight?
Yeah, it was insight.
And what was it, total? It was, pretty high, I remember. Or no, it was 11. It was 11.
Yeah. The strength was the better one.
Yes, it was. Okay, so you built this perfectly. Exactly as you imagine, right? It's just mounted at which hole? Let me ask you.
Well, I was thinking at the rear. We have a ballista at the front, so...
Right on. So you do that. That's perfect. And like I say, you build it to spec, so it's got a cross member supporting it that comes out angular style. It's holding the front best it can. So yeah, it's well built there. So anyway, as I was saying, you guys come in and you see this. It's a giant tubular structure, and it's got a little L arm on the bottom to hold the barrel up at the front. And yeah, it's a thing of beauty. But with that, you also see the guys working away on the vehicle as Barium stands before you. And as you look over to your left, you see, you hear the clang of the door, and you see coming into the shop 2 other of your companions just after Orient's left. Seems to be a busy morning with everybody coming to see Barium.
My friend, that looks like you need some help to lift that thing. Is it ready to go on?
With a few more adjustments, it's ready. How did you sleep, Bjorn?
Oh, I was rocked, like I was being rocked to bed by the sea. It was fantastic.
Hope you caught a few Z's from me as well.
You didn't find any sleep last night?
Nope. I've been in the shop all night, and I think Hamid might have put something in that tea other than honey.
Looks like God blessed you last night.
I thank you for that. It was a very thoughtful gift. You seen Miles?
He's standing. He's standing right next to you.
He's just behind me.
As he comes in towards, munching away on burritos. That was the image I had. Thank you. Thank you for validating my faux pas earlier. I appreciate that. A great deal. Here's to you.
It's just one of those like 2 handfuls of burritos, like one in the mouth. Oh.
Looking like a walrus, he gives you a nod of hello.
Hello, lads.
Yo.
You were just the man I was looking for.
We're moving the cannon.
Wow, you're very smart. Anyone ever tell you that?
It's a heavy thing on the floor.
Yes, it is. A little too heavy for this crew, but not for you. You and Bjorn can help lift this. We're going to be mounting this on the back of our ship here.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's see some
No
enthusiasm,
issues.
boys.
I go to the one side, lift with my knees.
Let's hear them strength rolls then.
Strength rolls.
Ooh, 9.
Seems you got the heavy side.
14. I don't
Right
know.
on.
Roll the second one. Oh, did I roll the whole? That wasn't a saving throw. It's just a straight strength roll, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No, it's an athletics. It is.
Oh,
I keep
athletics?
saying that. I should say athletics. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Athletics is much better. +5. So there we go. 23.
16.
Oh, wow. That made the difference, eh?
Do I need to roll it too?
We now have a las-mounted cannon.
I mean, I can use that as a prop. Okay, that'll work. Boom. Anyway, so camera pans against as you guys load up the cannon. Boom. You're not all there, but for the purposes of this moment, cannon. So you guys mounted up. Terrific. I've used the cameras now. I've justified them taking up a third of the space. With that said, there's a moment of you guys positioning this with your boys quickly working around it. Zit, zit, zit. They're little, what is it? Welding wands as they lightning the metal together, fusing it. It glows red hot in a couple of quick points. They give each other high fives, and then they set to work drilling fresh holes drilling in the bolts in the fresh holes there. And a moment later, you have the whole of the unit mounted to a swiveling coupling set in the top. For mounting it on the rear, you can actually move the thing around easily enough to be able to point it at stuffs. And you've got a little bit of play in how you pull it back and forward as well. So, with that in mind, you can't aim at stuff more than 30 degrees up, or 20 degrees up, we'll say, just for the sheer fact of what this thing is. And reloading it, for the purposes of roleplay and canon, it has to be positioned such that you can reach the front, which will typically mean lengthwise, so that you can reach the barrel end, one way or the other. That's about it. Any other questions?
That's for reloading, right?
Yeah.
So you almost need a separate person to load and fire.
Yeah, if
'Cause
you
it-
want efficiency, yeah,
Because
I agree with that.
if it's on the end, it's gonna be sticking over the edge.
Yeah,
it
but then
wasn't that big. You actually shortened it quite a bit. Sorry, hang on. Let me
Yeah.
get the mini here. That's way too big.
That was exactly what I was imagining, was like having somebody like loading up the barrel and having Orion take
I don't know if I
aim,
have another
fire.
one of these, but
Yeah.
I definitely have to have something that I can use. How about you? You're huge. Never mind. Well, you're not too bad. You are roughly the same size as it, though. How about you?
Orion will be pleased.
Oh, you know what? That'll work. Bet you that'll work. Oh, that'll work. And, yeah, more or less. So if you're snubbing it down, that's the length of it. There we go. That's better, eh? So like I was saying, it has to be lengthwise so you can reach the end of it. So if it's centered, then you have the floor space at the front. Otherwise, you're right at the edge.
Oh, that's good.
Bam. Just barely see that. Or not at all, actually.
This is like a bus-sized vehicle. This thing's
Yeah.
huge.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
we're
are,
getting a crew
like-
on this.
You guys are legitimately riding like a Mad Max semi-van that has a gigantic engine. And I want you to think, like, it might be to your benefit to have more than one engine in here. Because if an engine dies, you have another engine. And if they work in tandem, then if one dies, you can keep racing while you fix one. But, so there's considerations there. And if you haven't seen Fury Road, I mean, really, you need to see Fury Road. I almost want to say...
lived if you haven't seen Fury Road.
Yeah, no,
It's
that...
actually really good.
Only
For
seen the original.
those who are not familiar with what I'm going after here, Callum Shan, The Great Race, etc., it's effectively Fury Road with magic and dragons and shit. Oh my! So, yeah.
Rick, do you think we could get Manny to draw up the fucking vehicle?
That'd be
That
good
would be
because then I could get my
badass.
buddy to model it, and he's really good at modeling, and then Sean can print it, and then we would have the vehicle.
That's true. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So that's, yeah, I mean, in the interim, I could even fucking cut it out of foam and shit, too. Like, that's not hard. So, anyway, let's get back to this. Point being. You guys get the gun mounted easily enough. And with that said, it's a beautiful thing. Now what? Do you high-five each other? Do you have any business to take care of? Do you
Have
want
we
to go get a
tested it?
burrito? There's that too, yeah. Fuck it. Fucking A. So does everybody get in as you guys take this thing for a test, or do you just fire it right here?
I don't think I'd be too safe. We could take it for a test spin because we haven't done that. We've only started it.
Okay.
You take out in like the desert or something.
I mean, why not, right?
Maiden
Oh, we don't-
voyage.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anybody
God.
either.
Holy shit. It's fucking, man. My keyboard. It's chock full of liquor and sand. Holy shit.
And
Let's
mine's
get
full
it.
of beard hair.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be in there.
Yep.
Fact of who I am. Oh my god. File Explorer. Chill out. It's okay. It's alright. I only did the one. Come here, baby. That's what we wanted right there. So you all pile in one after the next, and you start the unit up. The massive Gondian engine roars to life. And you roll it out of the shop. As you guys head out into the sunlight, it's a beautiful day, with people screaming on all sides as they run away from this massive machine. You'd think they'd never seen something like what you offer before, as the massive pipes explode Gondian fuels, sputtering loudly, spraying unburnt shit out on the walls, where it sits still flaming. That's how fucking medieval this shit is, baby. As you apply the gas, you are literally applying gas to like your surroundings, as there might be some droplets. But typically the engine manages to burn it all. I mean, let's face it. But the fact is, as you roll this thing out, it is fearsome. The massive engine is loud. And there's no deadening, there's no dampening, there's no modern engine bay design. You guys engineered this thing to hold an engine. And moreover, to have a shell around it, and that just kind of seems to make it worse, but a little better. As it loudly resonates like the heart of a massive machine should. You guys roll out into the street and down towards the open field. As you look around, seeing the people spread, people calm down a lot as you get towards the center of Memnon, where you hit the main drag and slowly roll yourselves out towards the open fields. I think this will work as well. No, that's not it. Fuck that.
Who's driving?
Yeah, who is driving? I expected Barry was, but I guess it could be anybody.
Well, that's
If Orion goes to even put his hand near the steering wheel, Les picks him up at the scruff of his neck.
See, I was wondering if we would have like rotation because, all right, if I drive, I mean, that would make sense, right? But at the same time, if something happens with the vehicle, I have to fix it.
Yeah.
So somebody would have to take the wheel. And Orion will be on the rear gun. I would need somebody on the front gun. These are just like little things to think about.
Just little things.
I figure I can't drive, so.
I'm a proficient navigator, so
Oh,
I suspect that would
alright.
be what my role would be.
you be navigating?
Hey, you're the ship master. You need to be the lookout man. So you could, look around, see if there's something wrong, something.
Is this a Les take the wheel moment?
He's strong enough to pull the levers.
It's like, Laz,
And
go
I can
left.
reach everything.
Yeah.
Laz, go
Gary.
left. No, your other left.
Or we have Alex on the front turret and Gary like reloading us and doing all the stuff internally.
Could.
I'm not there.
Get him to crawl out on. You're not there?
Yeah, I'm not there right now either.
Oh
Barry
shit.
went off to murder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're
right.
test driving it anyway.
No?
I'm assuming I saw the vehicle rolling out and that I jumped on.
I think in a test drive it would definitely be Barium driving.
Probably, yeah.
Alright.
Now, Barium, is there a seat for me in this turret yet, or have you crafted that? Or have you yet to craft that?
There's no seat. You will be standing.
Oh, okay.
Like a
And it
technical.
is it's very rotational, and Dooley said it can even rotate up and down a 20-degree angle. So
Not quite high enough to hit a dragon though.
not
At a
quite.
distance, maybe.
Yeah, as far as like fantasy goes, I like the idea of like the possibility of having like at least a couple different projectile types. Like having like a full solid projectile, and then maybe if you're trying to hit like some personnel, you could do like some type of like scrap. You fill it with scrap and launch it and take some people out.
There was a comment about the elevation you can get into this thing and how it's mounted, and if I remember from a long, long time ago, a discussion that you can have engines that take you along the ground, or if I remember, Dooley, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but engines that can take you through the sky as well.
100%, man. There's airships.
Not everything's ground based.
Nope. There's dragons, there's airships, there's crazy new inventions all the time as people bring out crazy ideas. I mean, it's medieval fantasy realm with who knows how much resources available to whomever. So this is a huge event that keeps on going and keeps on giving as all sorts of crazy people come out for it. And there's huge potential in like money making and advertising, as any great event as such should, right?
Small amount of gambling.
Oh, 100%. So with that all established, is we have you guys rolling out, as I was saying, making your way out into the open field. The massive pipes of this engine exploding fuel around as you roar it to life. And as Barium puts on the shades, that that for whatever reason I guess he has. You know what? There's a quick montage before Hamid leaves. He's like, "Oi, I brought these for you." So as you flip
Thank you,
these
my
on,
friend.
they protect your eyes from the sunlight. How do you like that? You roar out into the open field. The massive engine just screaming across the open sands as reeds and weeds explode up around you with the 6 wheels, ripping the terrain apart underneath where you leave a massive trail behind you. As you roar over dunes, heading out across the desert wastes of Kalimshan south of Memnon, you find yourself with the wind in your hair across the plates. It whistles, and the sound of the engine just fits all the better with a massive orchestra of noise all around. And as all of you stand upon the deck of this thing, shrieking across the sands, leaving a massive tail of rubble, dust, rooster tailing behind you, you feel nothing but an incredible freedom wash across you as the air exploding against your face, a wall of it rifting and riffling through your hair, leaving the whole of you just simply, this is the most amazing thing in my life, as you're screaming across the sands. Opening up that engine as loud as it can be and exploding down below, you can almost see a rush of the oils and fluids flooding out now. Ready? The engine performs incredibly as you tear across the desert wastes, until finally it comes to a slowing. And you look around. This is a nice place to fire whatever the fuck. But you think to yourselves, what the shit are we going to fire out of this thing? It was never established. What sort of ammunition are you using here? What's going on? Now, as far as you know, this thing fired tree trunks before, I just want to state. And the mechanism's largely still the same. It's just got a spring at the back. Big old catapult.
So I was thinking could probably fire scrap out of it.
A big old blunderbuss?
Yeah, like a just spread shot.
Oh, sorry. I should say it is a cannon. It is powder based. So this thing does require explosive powder to fire off. So you do have to pack the back end every time it goes off. Or every so often when it goes off. It's good for like 3 shots.
Orion would be used to that. And Bjorn.
So in case anyone's wondering, I'm imagining this thing like has a dial on the back, so every time you fire it, you gotta like hunker over a new wad of powder. And it's got like a 3-chamber system at the back, we'll say. So every time you pull this lever over, it just ka-chunk pours in another bunch of powder, and then it's got, like I say, 3 of those chambers.
Okay. Did anybody happen to grab some cannonballs before we left?
No. Perhaps a rock.
Yes, I think a rock would do. If we can find a round one around here.
As you hop down off the vehicle, you look over towards where the boys have mounted the new frame, and something catches your eye as a hatch built underneath.
What is this? I'll walk over and...
So it's like you said, it's kind of like a big-ass bus. If you imagine a double-wide bus, if you can imagine that.
Is it tall? Like, is it up on some big-ass wheels?
It is on big-ass wheels, but it itself, it's only about, I would say, 5.5 feet in the cabin. So you're stooped over. It's not like... Actually, you know what? It's going to be like a full-size van. So it'll be, what is that, 6 feet something? Or is it 5 feet something? I can't recall.
From, like to the top, you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
floor to the top.
Okay.
Where was I here? Sorry. Oh yeah, so the thing has these hatches on the side, or a hatch on the side. It looks like if you imagine a Greyhound bus hatch,
right.
for the luggage.
Lift it up. Yeah.
So in doing so, you actually see that there are a couple kits down there. And when I say kit, I want to imagine like a metal footlocker that is situated there, and it's built into a bit of a frame. That is to say, it can be taken out, but it's mounted in a frame that holds it solid. And so it's got space here for 4 of these.
Okay. And they're complete kits right now?
You're not
Okay,
sure. You
okay.
dig into one, I'm assuming.
I'll start looking through them, I guess.
Yeah.
Bjorn hopping down off of the vehicle, landing in the dirt next to you, seeing the open hatch, digs in nearly right away. As the two of you look over the kit, it easily opens up with a snap and the hinges on the back, holding it open for you. And you bear sight upon a couple bags of powder lined up next to a bunch of shot.
I'll quickly
We should work better
grab
than
a couple bags and grab one of the shots and just like.
Yes!
Right on.
My crew doesn't disappoint. Although we can always fire a rock or two if you want.
No, we're firing one of these right now. I'll quickly clamber back up into my little turret nest.
As you grab a hold of the thing, I want a strength check from you.
Oh, shit. Just for me?
Well, you're the one picking it up, right?
I just grabbed, and I think Bjorn grabbed some as well.
I'm just
Okay.
watching you struggle.
I'll take a strength
I
check.
rolled a 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a broken toe.
Oh, no, hang on, I got luck, hang on. What's it gonna be? A 6.
Well, at least you didn't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
As you give it a tug, you're like, holy shit. They're about 120 pounds apiece.
These things
As
are
you-
awfully heavy.
As you grab a hold of the one side, I mean, it's a bunch of cannonballs. And so I think I'm being generous.
Out of the way, little one.
So-
God,
Pick it up for him.
These cannonballs at 120 pounds would have to be made of polyurethane. I want to state that. These have to be like bowling ball weight cannonballs. They're made of wood. But anyway, so you grab a hold of these things. This kit with a strength check, if you could, Bjorn. The two of you can team up. I mean, it's typically a 2-man job. They're not meant to be carried by one.
Is Laz with us?
He's nearby.
I can't fit inside. The place is 6 foot tall. I'm 7'6".
You can crouch.
I got a 13.
Terrific stuff. You managed to tug up the one end, and you're like, hoofda, yeah. And got the hold of the kit and put it down, I'm assuming in the machine. You guys shut the storage unit up and get back in and start loading her for bear. As you get up top, you see that there is a spot on the top of the vehicle for where the ammo crate sits. And like I said, the hinges on this thing are spring-loaded, so it just picks up and holds open for you, or you can shut it and it stays closed.
Okay. That's that's where we put the kit, you saying?
Yeah, it has a spot up top where it just sits safely without moving around.
Okay, I'm just gonna go straight to the turret because I clearly can't lift this thing.
Yeah, I put it down in its spot.
Is there like a lever I pull or something to get it to come up, or?
So the
Without
turret's
there,
always the turret's just mounted, like it is what it is. It's just sitting on top of the vehicle. To reload it, you end up unscrewing the back, which takes you a bonus action, and then it takes another bonus action to load the powder in. Actually, you know what? That's I can make it a full action. Let's just make it a full action to just do the whole thing.
Okay.
I wanted to break it up for the sake of like agency, but whatever. Point being, full action to reload the thing as you put fresh powder into all the chambers.
And it's a 3-shot thing, and then you have to reload it again.
Yeah, so the way it works, there's you can see that the barrel end has a spot, a reservoir for the powder, and there's a lever for the firing mechanism, which is quite literally just a lever that strikes flint on tinder, and it just blasts. With that said, the butt end that drops the stuff in is a strangely shaped conical valve that, as you turn it, it lets itself out, and it lets out a new hole's worth of powder. And so that's all it is, and it just like ka-tunk, and it goes out to the next one, it holds there, and then you do it again, it does one more, and it's slightly spring-loaded, little complex, but oddly designed all the same. It only has enough space for 3 shots for some reason.
Okay.
Right.
So
with
how
that
many
said,
shots are in the kit? So there's only 3 shots per kit?
there's within the kit there's 12 shots, as a matter of fact, and enough powder for those 12 shots. There's actually enough powder for we'll say like 64 shots. There's just a shit ton of powder in there.
Okay. Okay, so do I, like, Orion's looking around, does he see anything he can just fucking blast? Like any animals or cactuses or...
Wow.
You do happen to see a bunch of horses roaming across just yonder. A big old herd of horses, man. There's a bunch of coyotes over yonder there. And as you're looking around, I want to say the rest of the crew, what are you guys doing just real quick?
I've dropped down and I'm just leaning against the platform looking towards where he's aiming.
I'm watching Orion because I don't want him to do something stupid that's going to get me killed again.
That's fair.
I'm just kind of instructing a little bit.
All right. As you look over the instruments, you notice that you guys are now at about half a tank, having driven out. We'll say you guys are about an hour's drive out. Nah, you wouldn't be out that far. We'll say you're at a quarter tank and you've driven out 20 minutes.
Wow, this thing chugs, eh? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna aim at the coyotes if I don't see anything other than the horses and the coyotes.
You know what? I take that back. I gotta look up mileage. I'm not gonna talk mileage yet.
Okay.
I was gonna use it as a story point, but I think I'm gonna fuck myself if I do that. You're good on fuel. We'll not worry about it. And more to the point is that you get your shot loaded. Each what was I saying there? The thing takes 3 balls at a time.
Like my ex-girlfriend.
One.
Hey man, that's worth money nowadays. But point being,
She's in the
it's always
tripods,
been
man.
worth
What are you
money,
gonna do?
but- Shit, what was I saying? There's 3 balls, right? Phrasing, and this is on the. I was just trying to think of the design and some fancy ass thing. I don't really care. Point being is it takes 3 shots at a time. So you're good that way too.
Now, when I'm loading this, do I have to pass any checks or anything, or is it pretty straightforward?
So you will be able to simply throw the balls down the tube. You know, it's going to be 1 shot at a time. You have to take a bonus action to load a new ball. But but otherwise, it's a full action to do it every 3 shots. And it takes
powder.
And it takes a full action to fire the thing.
Okay.
And it takes 1 ball at a time. So you're really just tossing a ball down the canal and then pop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so I'll kind of like, so I'm noticing the balls beside me. They're in the kit, like the kit's open, ready to go. And I mean, this is my first time shooting the thing, so I'm gonna kind of look down into the vehicle and just kind of yell at Barry and just see like, what the hell am I doing?
Barry, what? How do I do this?
You need to load the powder,
Okay.
and then at the end of the barrel, that's where you put your cannonballs.
So the powder in here, yes, okay.
Yes, just like that.
Oh.
I was getting ready with the sound. Don't mind me. I'm doing a thing over here. Hi, how are you?
Okay, then one of these, this bowl, yes.
Yes.
Okay, 1.
Yes, just like the
One.
Minotaur balls.
Oh,
Just
God.
1.
You can't shoot like 14. That is fucking bullshit.
Okay, all right. Now what do I do? I've got the ball in there. I've got the powder. What do I do now?
You see that lever there on the side?
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, pull it. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that
Pull it.
gonna wait? Is that gonna fire? I haven't
Wait.
aimed yet.
Yeah, take aim first.
Oh, okay.
Not at last.
Down this sight you have.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That's not perfectly accurate. It might stray a little bit, so.
Should I expect some sort of arcing fire, like a cannonball?
I don't know. You gotta find out the hard way.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna aim approximately here. All right. Is everybody ready? Bombs away!
The thing explodes out, blasting across the horizon with a massive exploding sound is none other. The sound resonates off of the hills. You see a lot more wildlife all of a sudden as they are running the fuck away. You see a bunch of the weeds and reeds nearby resonate from the vibration, and the whole of the van kind of shakes slightly while you're standing still there, and the thing goes off. It's not too bad. You imagine it'll be less so with more bodies in it and more gear loaded up. But with that said, the shot goes off as you're standing behind it, and the whole of the cannon ricochets back, recoiling against you. I need a strength save.
The strength save every time he fires it?
No, it's just taking him by surprise.
Okay, I rolled a 10.
Very nice. You managed to hold on to it. It shakes the whole of you, but it doesn't actually hit you in the face or nothing like that. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that's better. Anyway.
That's the one.
As it fires off in the ball, what were you aiming at again?
I guess the coyotes.
Alright. As it fires off, and what did you roll to hit? So I'm going to need a ranged attack in this case.
Yeah, I guess,
Hey.
Do I get any, like, is it dex?
So what'd you roll there?
Am I adding my dex to this roll? Or, would it,
It's your, you know what? Yeah, it's going to be strength because you're muscling this thing around.
Strength?
Yes, please.
Okay, here.
So, off to bed, buddy. Love you. Don't run around here. It's glass all over the place. You're still coming in here without shoes on.
I love you.
I love you too.
What is this?
It's a dude that they had to fight. It's a giant with a cannon.
I got a 5 on the strength.
Cool. As you aim the thing upwards and fire it off, the ball goes wild, blasting against the hills nearby. As the coyotes react immediately, running away from the impact, the cliffside itself exploding into dust and debris. The ensuing cloud ripples away, revealing a massive chunk of the cliff missing at this point. I'm assuming you spring into action and reload another shot?
Yeah, I want to put this thing through the paces, so I'll practice my reloading.
You do so, clambering another ball down the barrel and cranking over the ammo. Another load shovels in, and I'm assuming you pull the firing pin once again.
Yep.
With that said, the explosion goes off, exploding outwards and resonating against the hills once again. Yeah, it's getting better, but no, not quite there. Gonna take some time to get good at this one. I think I can do it, but need to make it longer. Never mind. Never mind. So as it resonates and echoing away, you how many shots do you fire at what? Do you just fire at random wildlife?
Yeah, I'll just go into a chaotic fucking until I have to refill it, obviously.
That sounds fine. You do so as the hills and desert resonate with the sound of the roaring engine and the loud, explosive excitement of Orion's new toy. A lot of you working diligently to put this thing through its paces find great success and entertainment in doing so. And it is a good day out in the sands. And it's going to be from there. Pardon me. The camera pans down upon the recognizable form of one metal man making his way through the city streets. As the camera pans upon his form, his silhouette, picking his way past the city guard, the camera pans such that we see the market down at the other end of the city gate, and we see a certain lizard fellow picking through the city stalls, looking for where his friend might be. Shibadoo. That guy down there. I will be right back, actually. I gotta miss so hard.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I think we're getting attacked by the house midgets again. I fear for your safety, Ori.
Yeah.
Good of you to test against the hillside rather than innocent animals.
Coyotes are hardly innocent.
Yes, I agree. They're thieves. They steal things. Horses.
We
Now,
should be
horses.
killing thieves.
I have respect for horses. No, coyotes are another level of theft. You know, they have no dignity. You know,
Sounds like someone we all know.
they're like those thieves from Waterdeep. They just come and they take things and they piss on your carpet and leave. Now, a thief with dignity will leave a note saying thank you for all of your shit,
Right.
and then kill you. Plus, I have plenty of respect for horses. Those are majestic animals, and they are brave, and they are much larger than me, so I am fucking terrified of them.
Well, the coyote must come up near your shoulders, no?
Fair enough, but I've never had a good encounter with a coyote.
What's the car supposed to look like?
I don't know.
Like a rectangle?
I'm picturing like
Like a battle bus.
a semi with a ballista on the front and a cannon on the back.
That was the first thing he said, and then he kind of said something about like a bus.
Or perhaps.
And Mad Max design, which was lit. It kind of makes me kind of want to re-download Cross out. Build
Oh, here we
fun
go.
name.
I think I found something that's similar to what we're.
Oh yeah, definitely got it.
Picturing like an airstream.
Here, this is what I got, but I think it was like. It's not really that shot.
Yeah, probably pretty close to that, but maybe like twice as long is what I'm thinking. Because I think it's a 6 foot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the peace sign.
Oh god. I was looking up Fury Road and now Furry Road's coming up and it's all this furry shit. Oh god.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, totally an accident.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, that was your bookmark.
Bro, you want a yip later or what?
I mean,
Okay, here we go.
why not? I don't know what that means, but
It means do it, Rick, in furry.
oh, I don't speak furry.
So there we were, yipping away.
I might look like I speak furry, but I don't.
Oh, maybe something like this, actually. This is pretty cool.
Oh, that's sick. I like that one because I picture it more like.
Yeah, I guess it's open top, isn't it?
Oh, that's, yeah.
It's pretty.
That's pretty, yeah, it's getting there.
Hey, Snooter, you're gonna need to check the Black Thumb Discord.
Yeah, because I'm modeling it right now. I'm building it.
Ah,
You're modeling it right now?
cool.
Yeah,
You have those skills, bro? I didn't know that.
it's like it's really easy, basically.
So we're gonna rebuild. We're just gonna build this in real life, right?
Oh, look at
Actually,
this one.
it's available for 3D printing, but I'm just making it because I can.
I'm
Is that, what
excited
you're
to
like,
see
is
it.
that what you're taking in school or something?
No.
What are you using to make it?
Alex Lit code.
SketchUp.
Oh, SketchUp,
It's
yeah.
free. Yeah, the free version.
That's what Aaron uses
So
for
we've got a
designing
ballista on the
homes.
ballista on the front, cannon on the back.
Yep.
It's about 6 foot tall on the inside. One engine, possibly two. It seats. I can't remember how many it seats and where. I tried looking back through my notes.
I actually have an idea. I was thinking
I got that
of
somewhere.
think
I was
it
thinking of,
seats
like-
8.
I was thinking of like having it to where it's like we have like the two engines, like one is sitting at the ready, but one is connected. So say if we have engine trouble, we could like, pull over, drop the drive shaft, and connect it to the other engine. Something like a quick swap.
I'm assuming we're going to
Oh,
be
you
able to like upgrade this thing as we go.
So I see it.
I mean, you could
had
have a
noted
training.
Down, it had bench seating for 4 in the cockpit with space for 8 in the back.
Wait, how long is it till the actual race?
20
Month.
days.
Oh, okay.
Less
We
than
still got
that.
tons of time. That's sweet.
Might have to make it a little bigger to fit Laz.
Yeah. You gotta have like a sunroof.
That'd be good.
Hey, Laz can drive, man.
That's my the notes I've taken on it so far.
This is kind of hard because I'm not a car jock.
Well, we're gonna have to change that.
Tram, bro. I take the train.
Just draw a train, put Thomas's face on it.
Choo choo.
Ah, shit, Rick. Alabama beat Ohio.
Yeah, that's college. I don't really care about that shit. A lot of people say there's like they like that better because the players aren't money hungry and all that, but it's like that's exactly why I hate it. Because like they go to school and like they don't get paid. They're not even allowed to accept any money at all related to playing for a school.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the schools are raking in how much money on.
Oh, I'm pretty
onto-
sure it's just as big as the NFL, isn't it?
Yeah,
in the
it's
States,
not.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like now they're raking in on tuition and they're raking in on like the TV deals and
Yeah.
people going to the games and all that shit. The merchandise, and it's like, oh,
That's why they try and change it, right?
I
They
think
should.
they are changing it, yeah.
You might as well just make a minor league.
yeah. Because like,
Every
it's
other freaking.
kind of ridiculous. Like they're adults at that point. They're
Yeah, but-
choosing to go to school longer. They should be able to get something.
Yeah, but if they start paying them, will they start revoking scholarships?
I don't know.
That's the.
Because that's what they're getting in for, right? If they get the free go in the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that they get to go and take like 2 classes and.
Meanwhile, your course is like 8, so.
Hopefully by tomorrow I'm gonna be completely detoxed.
Cody, did you hear Erickson's on waivers?
Yeah, finally. Fuck. Yeah. Wonder if he's gonna retire.
No.
Which
They paid him most of
Louis
his money.
Erickson.
They only owe him $2 million.
Yeah, but that's $2 million.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get him to retire though, because I guess his family's in Dallas or something. So they're like, oh, I guess you're gonna have to play in the minors. You know, it sucks. Away from your family.
Yeah, but still $2 million. I don't think he will.
No? Did you hear Evander Kane's bankrupt?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're not going to take it down until after winter.
He's
Can't
made
say I'm
like
surprised.
$52 million
everyone's got their
and
lights
he's
on.
$28 million in
Yeah,
debt.
next door.
It's actually crazy how that happens. How can you
Yeah.
win so much and lose it all?
Yeah, when they stop doing it, I'll stop doing it.
I guess he didn't invest anything,
Oh, yeah.
and he was trying to support 8 different families. Like, he was trying to do good stuff. He wasn't being, like, super dumb with it, actually, when I read into it. He was, like, trying to help out these 8 poor families, and then bankrupting him, because he didn't fucking do anything with his money. And he's living in San Jose, so his tax rate, I think, on that is, like, 30 to 50%. Like, it's extremely high.
Holy crap.
The hell, I honestly don't understand how you could go bankrupt with that much money.
Yeah.
You gotta be like
Hold on.
throwing.
I have had a great theory for this, is that when you sign your pro contract, you are assigned to Jiminy Cricket. You are assigned one, like one from the league, like you're assigned to Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
And his job is when you get your checks, he goes to the bank with you, and 10% gets put into a suitcase, and he follows you around.
Yeah.
And all he does is before you make your decision of what you're going to do that night, he will estimate how much it's going to cost, whatever it is in the long run. He's going to put it in a pile and light it on fire. If you choose to continue on, that's fine. But it's like, you want to go fuck that hooker? Hold on. We're going to make a pile. We're going to light it on fire. And if you can watch the rest of this and still want to do that, cool. But you got to watch this. You got to sit here and do it. You know, and that's the Jiminy Cricket. Just like someone's got to slow him down a little bit. And I know they try. Like the NFL, I know that they have
had to.
financial advisors that they try and get people to calm down and teach them to stay away from the hangers-on and, you know, the people that want them to invest in their, you know, their chicken and massage parlor combo place. And
Works really well because the masseuse's fingers are already greasy.
have you never seen it? Have you ever?
As
Have
long
you,
as zit trails, I'd imagine.
have you never seen that commercial? I will say this. So to Dr. Barry, I do remember like living in Cleveland and watching the local commercials was awesome. Like Mr. Allen's 29 2 for 50 in Cleveland when I was there in like whatever year that was, 2000.
Been a minute, eh?
I love the local commercials. Like it's always the local television late night commercials were awesome.
I also had this really, I think, wait a minute, let me look it up before I say something stupid. Hold on. I know it was popular here. Yeah, there was the Big Chuck and Lil John show. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I watched that when I was a kid. That show was awesome. Yeah, some of the local shows like that were really cool.
I got to find Mr. Allen's.
Yeah, I know a lot of these esports tournaments now because they're like freaking 14-year-old kids walking out with who knows how much money.
Yeah.
They have on-site financial advisors that they have to meet with before collecting their winnings. And they sit down with their parents and the fucking teenage kid.
Actually,
figure
I
out
hear
what
they
they're
do that
gonna
with
do
the
with the
lottery
money.
now too.
Yeah.
We actually have to like sit there for an hour or something and listen to them talk about how to spend it properly.
Yeah. Yeah, because people were, I think they got sued or something. So like, oh, he gave me all this money but didn't tell me what I should do with it. They won like a lawsuit.
I legitimately sat down thinking like if I had some like millions or whatever, what I would spend it on, and like I run out of ideas really quick. Like I don't know what the hell you can do.
Other than investing it, there's really like, what are you going to do with all that money?
Yeah.
Well, investing is the smart thing to do with it. Is really what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mess around with cars. I know that.
I know they did like a research on like how much money you would actually need to live like extremely comfortably, and like just be totally fine, not making any more money. It was only like $30 million if you just didn't make stupid decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And
we
I-
all would. I would make stupid decisions, like retarded decisions.
Listen, guys. I think the chicken massage parlor place works. I think we're onto something there. We could make an app for
I
it.
sent the link out for Jones Barbecue and
It's so
Foot
good.
Oh no! Let's see this.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I gotta check this out.
This is a thing?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It is a thing. I swear to God.
That's okay.
Jones barbecue and foot massage.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
really. Finger licking good.
Man, that bass though.
I love the
Kind of
dance.
catchy.
The little kick out next to the chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting a little too into this. But, alright. We got our setup.
I don't like the battle music.
Someone wants our bus.
Tell me it's not for sale.
Get back to something a little, a little more gentle here. What do we got?
I think I see a horse.
That's not a good sign. How are you? How ambient are you? You're good at ambient. That's a good level of ambient. As you guys roam around out through the town, looking about this way and that for whatever direction you have to go to get to the market store, it's not too long before you manage to make your way out towards the market area. And you can see that there's a large road that leads down from where you are towards where the majority of the carts are situated. Sorry, let me get this framed properly so you can see exactly what the director wants you to see.
Music's a little loud.
Yeah.
I'm setting a scene. I'm setting the scene. So it's fine. It's actually a really good frame. As you
We want to hear you too, man.
yeah, I appreciate that. As you guys head out into this woo, that could have been all bad. As you guys are headed out into the city streets, you see that there is quite the guard presence, and justly so. You insight. It makes sense that there would be more guards given the recent activity in this area. A bunch of guards did die as a result of actions surrounding your guild. So as you're making your way through the city streets, you find that there are quite a few eyes on you. More than you are accustomed to, and making it very noticeable. What's more is you're pretty sure you're being followed by the city guard. Or at least tracked, traced, talked about, and followed. As you look this way and that, Gary, you see that there are other guards, but not as many people in this area. Not as many people, just average folk. However, you do see the market off to the one side as you pass by, and ahead of you sits a bunch of people, of course. Less guards as you head into the rather back alleys of the market area. And on, of course, down the hill and whatnot. As you look out towards there, I mean, you see that there's a shop here, a little shed here. You can see a sign placard on the front. Looks like that's a tannery. There should be something here, I guess. Let's throw something down. What do we got? Actually, appearing right before your eyes. And like I say, situated around, you can see a couple different shops down in the back alleys here. Situated overhead, you can see there's the bank off to your right here. And there's a fellow out front, that is, say, the statue out front, depicting a regal individual counting coins menacingly. The door is open, and you can see that there's a guard posted just inside. That said, yeah, what up, Gary? You're in the city center. Or at least towards the market nearby your place. I shouldn't say the city center.
Do I see anybody who's alone right now?
Nobody. The place is crowded.
Okay.
But there's more of a promise of that sort of thing down around here. And whoever's blue that is, I appreciate you pointing out the dialogue. Please remove the blue. Thank you.
I'll try to talk to the nearest person and see what exactly is going on here.
Alright, you do so. Coming in towards these folk, they kind of back away from you and kind of rush off past the guards. As the camera pans low against them, the guards take note of you. They're not overtly aggressive, but they do look towards you. There's a bunch more people down over here. The camera pans around, showing where you stand there.
I'll smile at the guards creepily and slowly walk towards them.
The camera pans down low from a distance, showing you move in towards the guard. The guard looks you up and down. He doesn't say anything. He stares at you. Looks over towards his companion for a moment. His companion slowly makes his way in towards, as these guys have long since moved on. Of course, we come in close to take a look at... Are you going to stay? No, you're not going to stay? Alright, how about that? The one fellow walks in. They both just stare at you.
Dang, bro. Am I that ugly?
It could be the random face you're wearing.
He's not currently wearing a random face. He's your normal face is your face right now, is it not? Yeah, you've got the mop of hair though. And you know what? It's decayed and dried out enough that while it doesn't look like it's part of you, they're not sure what to make of it.
Obviously organic is not enough. I'll ask for the nearest location of a wig store.
They look at one another and then look at you. Wig store for hair. The one guy asks, seeming to be sure.
What need to tell me now?
He gives a slow nod and looks over. Well, that was it. And then look at you, and the one guy you're talking to points over towards the gateway as the camera pans to show beyond into the market area. And he says, "You may find shopkeep that have wigs in exotic section. Have a good day."
I stare at him for a few more seconds, especially eyeing out his hair, and then I walk away into the market.
The one fellow steps to the side as you pass between them, heading off into the market. The camera pans high overhead to show Sorth where at. You can be anywhere you want in the market.
Yeah, I'm in the market.
So this whole area is market. This is just where you've explored so far, but you know that down low is headed off towards the river inlets from the main water, and typically Kurgat is dealing in whatever's shipping. But
Alright.
with that said, where do you want to be?
I gotta go down to talk to him.
All right. Shoo-doo-doo. So we will put that somewhere else, I suppose. In fact, why this road, in theory, is too big. Too big. Let's get a smaller one. And that smaller one will be like this shape. No, it will not be. We will go with. We'll go with. No. Yes? Yes? Oh. No. That might work. No, that's too long. I'm kidding. Let's just go with these.
Everyone's just jamming out to the music.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Spyro the Dragon.
Great ambient.
I remember why I don't make cars now, bro. Because I absolutely suck at it. I don't make cars!
Bro, there's like wheels, and there's like a chassis with axles.
Just take a bus model and bastardize it.
That's what I thought of doing too,
Dude,
actually. I was looking around at
does it
different
have
stuff.
tank treads or what?
No.
He's got 6 wheels.
Just 6 wheels.
Alright.
Let's get them big chubby sand wheels, like the oversized bike wheels for a sand cruiser.
No,
Yeah.
I did not know that, bro.
Yeah.
Google it.
Like beach wheels.
Once again, I like to say I know nothing about cars or bikes.
You're gonna learn.
How are you on physics?
Oh, I'm great at physics.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
So who's gonna rig up the equivalent of depth charges to the air for the people above us?
Gotta strap bombs to birds and let them go.
Bjorn has 120 range, right?
I do.
You
We got
want
it.
to bomb them for us?
They deserve it.
Oh, they'll probably deserve it.
I don't think everyone attacks us. I think it's like, or maybe they do. I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
We're
ship-to-ship
allowed to be
combat.
the aggressor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ship-to-ship combat is totally fun.
Yeah, this is a land ship. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, no one's gonna drown after this. We're fine.
Bjorn just has to announce what we're doing before we do it. That's the
Yeah.
only rule.
We just need Laz to yell obscenities at the animals about their mother. And dragons. And the other drivers make them mad.
Listen, I was feeling good after that last one. I got that one crit to double up, and if I can hit 6, I get 2 swings every time. This could get a lot of fun.
Damn.
Alright, I've taken far too long on the setup of this, but with that said, you guys, we watch as the camera pans low against the slope leading into the central portion of this market. There's quite a population roaming about. Everybody has business to attend to, it seems, in some fashion or form around this area. Now I've got that right there, so we'll throw that there.
Yep.
With that, I got a car going on.
It's kind of hard to hear you, Duel.
Yeah, you pretty much got gone. You drowned it out completely.
It's because I'm not really speaking loud and I'm mumbling to myself.
God damn it! Don't you know this?
Dag nabbit. Alright, cool. So, with that said, hello, welcome back, everybody. Down below, as we pan upon, we watch as Sorth approaches towards where he can see his friend Kurgit walking up the street from a bunch of stalls in the background. He looks across the place and looks directly at you, but doesn't seem to actually notice you. And as you're looking upon him, you can see him squinting as he appears into the shade of the building where the bright sun is no longer piercing upon him. And as he does so, he then disappears into that building.
I'm gonna follow him.
That sounds fine. The camera, of course, pans in to show you entering upon the building. As you see Kurgat standing just inside, he's facing a pair of gentlemen's backs, and you see that as you're entering into the place, you can hear the unmistakable sounds of hammer swings, and you can smell the acrid, sulfurous smell that every smithy gives off. The flumes overhead, although they bear no black soot, clearly emanate the smells of iron being molded, and as you open the door, the smells explode in your olfactories, assuring you of this place's function. Your companion, Kurgat, is situated behind two robed individuals situated on the other side of him. As he stands there, abiding his time, his back to you, he doesn't even glance back, he just kind of snorts and grunts forth, "Excuse me, how much longer will you be?" And the robed individuals, one of which turns around for the moment, look at each other, then the one fellow says, "Not much longer." You look past them and you see that there's nobody behind the counter. The four of you stand there as the one then looks over at you and just kind of stares at you with his mask on, his robed self, stoic. And for the moment, Sorth, as you stare at him, you're not sure, you recognize, but you think something familiar about his armor, and then it hits you. These guys are Draygors. As the fellow stands across from you, he just stares at you. And then he looks over towards his companion, and then looks over towards the counter. And you guys hear a door open as the back chamber opens. Back chamber reveals a door through which the smith walks, holding a rolled fabric with a bunch of metal inside that he then places down on the countertop. He unrolls it and shows within a bunch of swords in scabbards that then the fellow takes one of, and sure enough, he snaps it open, takes a look at it, closes it, gives a nod, and his companion reaches into his robes, pulls out a sack of gold, or coinage anyway, and puts it down on the counter. The smith gives a nod, takes the coins, and says, "Pleasure. The pleasure is all ours," the fellow says as he backs away from the counter, and as they walk slowly towards you with the roll of blades in hand. What's up, Shun? They come right up towards and pass by without incident. The front door to the smith opens, and they walk out. You look towards Kurgat, who was watching them leave, and suddenly he shouts out, "Oh! What are you doing here?"
I was wondering the same thing of you.
I
have the Draygors.
I have interest in some metals to conduct trade upon. I should think there is much to be made of this, yes?
Business is business.
Haha, it is. And what of you, then? He walks over towards the counter and places down a sack of coins as he looks towards you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh!
I do. You would know where to find some javelins in this market, would you?
He looks at you agape for a moment, and then snorts, chuckling, and looks over towards the smith fellow behind the counter and says, "Do you know where he can get some javelins?" And the fellow gives a nod and looks over towards you. "How many do you want?"
How many can I carry, and how many can I get Kurgat to carry?
Kurgat looks at you and shakes his head. He can have them delivered to the compound.
All right then. How much are they?
He
I'm
looks.
not very
He looks at.
individual.
Sorry, he looks at the smithy fellow, and the smith fellow looks at you and says, "You are a friend of Kurgan's."
Yes.
My bovine friend, for you and your friends. I give them to you for, what's book price on these? It's 7 gold? What's the javelin go for?
I think it said. I don't know. One sec.
Looking it up right now. Javelin, 5 silver pieces.
Sweet.
5 silver? Alright, he'll sell them to you for, 3 silver a piece. And he says, I am losing money maybe on these, but I think I can afford this.
Then I'll take 30.
He gives a nod. Yes, I can afford this.
Can you deliver them to Hamid Pasha's compound?
He gives a nod at that and says, for delivery is a gold piece, I must pay 2 driver.
Done.
With that, you have 30 javelins of good quality. Not masterwork, nothing special, but good quality, being delivered to the compound.
Sweet. Can I make one of metal? Can I get the smith to make one of those? Like a
Yes.
nice solid one. And
He's-
a little longer. Like a little bigger than standard.
He says he can do it for 9 silver.
Done. Okay. What's my total there? Okay. That's all I want to do with him.
Right on.
With that, I'm gonna go and slowly follow the Draygor guys. I'm gonna thank Kurgan. Thanks for your assistance, friend. Have fun.
I think we all need a Kurgan whenever we go shopping.
Yeah, he's friendly to have around. He's a people person.
I don't know how to take that statement from the man that eats cows randomly.
See, I'm not the people person.
especially with Gary around too. Like 2 out of the 6 people here have serious issues.
To be fair, I think you guys eating eggs is weird as shit. Who does that?
So, with that all in mind, you're conducting yourself within the shop, getting your orders in place as the camera pans out to the main. Once again, as we come out to the market to see our good friend Gary coming out towards the center of the market, where we see a bunch of different individuals minding their business as they might. The camera panning low against this market as it rotates about, slowly showing the whole of the population milling about, the noise of the place rather loud, with all the wheelings and dealings and shoutings going on. People offering from the side stalls in the streets, providing all sorts of services and goods as one might need in Memnon. As you file in upon as you're filing in upon the area, a bit of traffic passing by you. You can see that there's a platform off to the one side, and there's a guard up there eyeing upon. The guards overhead, of course, with their bows, and still more guards down the way. But there are people all around, shops and services of all sorts at your disposal.
Is this, if I could ask, is this in the center of town, or is this like on the edge of town, where if we hung a wrong turn in the battle bus, we could drive the wrong way into the street?
Yes. It's more like that. It's at the edge of town, at the north end.
Okay.
But it's at like the north end, as opposed to the south end, which is where you guys went out.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, maybe Orange Drive we can.
Well, you guys did actually drive around, so technically, you know what? You guys are out by the river by now. That's fine. You guys made the trek. But as far as your joyride goes, we'll get there in a sec, as Gary is making his way through the city square here. slowly coming along through the market, passing through the population as you might. You come into where there's a pair of robed individuals, one of which slowly turns to look upon you. The camera slowly pans down the market area. Is that going to stay? No, it's not going to stay. I had high hopes. Showing the whole of the area as people slowly make their way past you. Where did my population cup go? What the fuck did I do with the... What did I do with the people? With the people? Here's the people.
Oh, we are so drunk in battle bus up through that tower. Let's see what this thing is made out of.
Just drifted right into it.
Like I said, more people making their way up the slope here. You can see down into the central market area. And the one staring towards you continues to stare until finally he puts a hand on the shoulder of his companion next to him. And the fellow looks over at him and then looks over towards you. And as the camera sits there staring at you for a moment, and then slowly dollies up and around and shows the confrontation. Actually, you know what? We're going to take this off. Bye. As we were. As the camera pans low, showing the slow confrontation unfold, it pans in behind, trucking down upon where Gary stands. Do you stop? Do you notice? Do you look? Do you acknowledge?
Since I'm scanning the area for people who might have what I want, I guess I'll notice them.
They're robed with helmets that cover their head. There's no hair or face to be had there.
Since these guys do not require or have the required materials I have, then I guess I'll just ignore them. I'll keep continuing to look around for people with hair follicles.
Well, there's a bunch of people around. I mean, you know, there are just a bunch of people around. But as the camera pulls slowly backwards, the fellows start to move in towards you, and the one says, You there.
Did they approach you from behind or from me?
As you're passing by, they approach you from the side, forcing your attention.
I turn towards them and give them the biggest smile I can make.
The one fellow, despite being completely covered head to toe, pauldrons and a helmet covering his entirety, still bodes a reaction of surprise at your sudden smile as it creaks across your face. As he stares upon you, jilted for the moment, his companion carries on. And he asks, Where are you headed, if I may?
I am in need of rare products that many do not have.
He gives a nod at this, and he says, he gives a nod at this, and he says, There are products. Yes. This is an interest of ours as well. Tell me, do you work for Hamid, the Pasha Hamid?
Indeed.
The one fellow gives a slow nod at this as the fellow next to him pulls his blade from its scabbard. I see.
Do I react fast enough to hit them in the face before they hit me?
The one fellow doesn't actually pull his sword. I just want to state that. The one next to him pulls his, but the one talking to you does not pull his. Do you want to react anyhow? You thoroughly can. I'm just saying.
Alright. Maybe I'll try to intimidate them a little, just like give my wrinkled hair a little spin like that, bro. And
Need anything?
The two of them look at one another as you do this. The little bits of stuck giblet that have woven themselves against the rough form of your biometallic head. Metallus. He stares at this. You can't see his expression, but he does stare. And then says, maybe not at the moment. Maybe not at the moment. And then as he looks to his companion repeating himself, the one looks over towards him with the blade in his hand and just eyes upon you. And then looking back towards his companion who doesn't have his blade in his hand yet, he sheathes his own. From there, they don't move, they don't back off. But you can see down below another pair of them slowly coming up the slope amidst several others.
Alright. Are they just those four?
It seems to be.
From behind and from my side?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I guess I'll slick my hair back and just book it. Running.
Alright. You do so. And as you turn to move, the whole of the scalp of hair actually falls off. And as you're rushing away down the street, it's dropped into the road.
I'm gonna have to go back to pick that up.
As you walk in towards it, the one fellow beats you to it.
Shit.
And as he picks it up and looks upon it, holding it like a scalp, he simply looks at it and then looks over towards you. The dragon-headed mask, or rather it's a flat mask, but it's got like the depiction of a dragon etched onto it. And as he looks towards you, he simply gives a shake of his head and throws the hair away and then pulls his blade out. Fucking abomination. At which point,
can I roll a superiority die real quick?
You can roll me initiative.
Alright. I got a 6.
Gary's down again.
This guy rolled a 9.
Back up, guys.
That guy rolled a 19.
Pick me up.
The other guy rolled an 11 plus bonus. We'll just leave him at 11. Oh shit, dude, that's not good for your friends. Don't do that. With that in mind, the camera pans away from you guys for the moment as the fellow goes to swing his sword. It cuts to show Sorth in the shop as he suddenly hears a shout outside, which is quickly drowned out by the sound of a fresh metal being pounded, and the fellow and the other fellows around the shop yelling about. So you're not quite sure if you did hear something or not. But you're pretty sure you heard something. You're not totally sure. Just, maybe. Point being, you're back in the shop, getting your javelins all in order. And you wrap it up, and Cricket says, "So, what do you do now?"
Well, now I'm gonna go follow those Draygor guys. They're never up to any good.
Oh, don't tell me you are no good with Draygors.
They attacked the compound yesterday.
Is that what happened?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I was, hang on, was he there for it? Did I say that he was there?
Yeah, he was there. Shit. He was peeing out a flame.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That's right. Sorry, for some reason I thought he was out of the compound, but no, that's right. He gives a nod at this, and he says, I don't know that it is good to go fanning the flames. So you be careful, Sorth. You watch your lizard ass. Your tail gets us in too much trouble. Too much troubles, huh?
Kurgan, you were always the worry ward.
As you walk out the door, talking as you do, like Hollywood cool, the camera dollies against you, slithering these words out your tongue. Slithering these words off your tongue as you make your way out into the air, and sure enough, you can see up the slope a pair of Draygor gents ascending upwards as they take their cargo and make for you assume their cart, where you see another pair of individuals standing next to your companion, Gary. As the 4 Draygor soldiers slowly assemble around, you also note that one of them has a blade in hand and is about to take a swing. Or sorry, you actually see that the one has just taken a swing and struck your companion for 11 plus bonus. That is to say for 15 against your, 16 against your AC. And this guy is, where's the fucking D8? There it is. And this guy's going to hit you for a 6 plus bonus of 2, bringing it to 4 points of damage. Sorry, that should be 9 because he's got a plus 3, like I was saying with his proficiency. So as he takes a wild swing and smacks into you, the Draygor fellow doing, as I said, 9 points of damage, slashing into you with his long sword. It clangs off of you as you what? What do you do, Gary?
Oh, it's my turn?
It is.
Dang.
No, it is not, actually. Sorry, the other guy goes.
Yeah.
Right, he nat 20s. So he rolls in upon you and grabs a hold of you and restrains you.
I'm grappled.
You
That's
are.
unfortunate.
Now it's your turn.
Is there any debuff that comes with that?
You can roll to not be grappled, but otherwise with debuff, attacks are at disadvantage, and attacks against you are at advantage.
I see.
And if you attack the guy restraining you, you have advantage on him and disadvantage on the attack, so attacking him is just a normal attack roll.
Alright. Is he holding me from behind?
He's holding you from behind you.
Yeah, I guess I'll swing my head back and knock him down.
Alright. As you swing your head back with a give me a 20 there. Give me a roll. You're bludgeoning with your head.
I got a 12.
Terrific stuff. Smacking into him. It clangs off his helmet, but does no damage.
Wait, would that count as an unarmed strike?
Yep.
Okay, I rolled the wrong one then.
Well, what's the bonus you should add to it?
Just 12 plus 4 is
16.
16. I know my math, I promise, guys.
It's all good. With that said, you do manage to cause him to guffaw and take a point of damage. He doesn't let go. I'll never let go, he says.
Darn.
With that in mind, the one guy again aims to run his blade through you. As he rolls an 8 plus bonus, you put up a foot just at the last second and manage to actually deflect the shot out of the way. The sword goes astray. As the fellow standing behind you continues to hold you, he then tries to punch you in the head, which he does with a 16 plus bonus. He delivers a point of subdual damage upon you, plus 3, 4 points of subdual, as he's trying to knock you out.
Is that even possible?
Yes.
I just imagine it just be hitting a brick wall. How much damage?
4 points of subdual damage.
Okay.
As he smacks against your skull with his metal gauntleted fist. There we go. There's now sand in the keyboard, so pressing keys is a bit difficult.
Sucks.
It truly does.
Guess I'll. Is it my turn?
Yes, please, if you could.
Yeah. I'll struggle with all my might. Try to get
Oh,
out
sorry.
of the background.
Sorth, would you like in on this? Why don't you roll the
I am
initiative,
totally
buddy?
going in on this.
So you've spent 2 turns. You spent a turn running up towards. It's rather a steep slope.
I don't want to. I just want to get within a decent range, but far enough back where they can't get me in one turn.
You're there. They can totally get to you in 1 turn if they wanted.
All right. Well,
You're running
Running pace,
past.
anyway.
You're running past the 2 guys down below, who don't at this point give much of a shit. But as you do rush past them, the camera panning down low to show you doing so. Is that a good angle? Yep, just. They start to take note that something might be afoot.
there we go.
Now, as this happens, the camera pans against to show the guy taking a swing into Gary. As it cuts split screen to show Orion firing the cannon, and it shows Gary's face as he's getting struck. And what sort of expression do you have on your face?
I'm still smiling.
And it shows Orion firing the gun. And what sort of expression does Orion have? He's smiling as well.
Just like that.
Fabulous stuff. The contrapposto, the juxtaposition is whatever you want to make it to be, but that's what's shown. As you guys are hurtling through the desert, your friends conducting themselves against the Draygors best they can in a rather sensitive diplomatic situation. With all that said, though, you rush up to the position there as the fellow. Sorry, where was I here? It was Gary's turn currently again. Go ahead.
Alright, so I'm struggling with all of my willpower to get out of that grapple.
Go ahead and roll it.
Your robots have willpower?
What is the roll? Just a d20?
Yeah, it's just a contested thing. You can roll athletics or acrobatics.
Oh.
And I rolled an 18.
I love athletics. I got
I
24.
rolled a 22.
Not 20.
You did not roll a nat 20.
I go check roll.
He did.
Damn. So what's your bonus total? I've got 22.
24.
Damn. You managed to just wriggle free of the iron grip of the Draygor soldier. As you pull away, that being your action, you do have a movement and a bonus.
Okay. I'll use a superiority die to get more AC. That one thing you waste of footwork.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll it and set yourself up there. And from there, go ahead and roll me initiative there, Sorth. Or did you already?
Not yet. Okay, I got 20.
Terrific.
Like 17 plus 3.
That means you go. You go
Sweet.
now. You are within 40 feet as the crow flies. You are still down the slope a ways from the guys next to Gary. I should also do this because one guy's on the other side. And so anyway, as this is all occurring, I wanted to say this is during the time that you guys are roasting about on the desert doing the thing. The question becomes, you guys sit out there for like, what, a single case of ammo as you're just firing this thing off and getting used to it? Just to segue real brief so you guys have something to do here.
I'm gonna get up and test the ballista, just try load it, fire a shot off, that sort of thing.
Sure. The montage being that I suppose everybody gets a kick at the can, and
Or I was gonna try the front-mounted one, the ballista we put on there.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. Good point. All right. And that happens. You load that up and fire it off, and it does its job just as any ballista should. With that in mind, you've got the two weapons well and tested by the end of the run. The question becomes, how do you want to approach back in on the city?
Well, I say we roll up right down Main Street and show everyone our glorious vessel. Yes.
Like the way you think, but do we want to show off our rig to the rival faction so soon?
Perhaps we can pick up some more sponsors and get this thing equipped even more. The power.
Is anybody feeling a bit peckish? I could use something from the market.
I do need to pick up some cigars because I feel like I should be smoking a big fat cigar while shooting this thing. I don't know, something in me. I've never felt this energy before.
You know what they say, sometimes a cigar is just a big brown.
It might be. It might be.
I think this calls for a celebration. What do you guys think?
Cigars it is.
Drinks on barium because I gave you all my money last week.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, Orion, lead us towards the market where you can find your cigars. But don't drive. Lead, don't drive.
I hear you, lads. I hear you. Now put that foot on the pedal and let's go.
Alright, maybe.
Yes, barium, you were saying?
Maybe you could sit on Laz's lap and steer.
Oh, can I?
Oh. No.
Please?
Not gonna happen.
Don't be a party pooper.
I thought Bjorn was driving because he was figuring this whole thing out.
You need to try
No,
that too.
I'm gonna stand on top, just mounted at the ballista to test out my sea legs while this thing's moving.
All right, so then I will drive. I'm assuming Barry's next to me, telling me what the hell I'm doing. Bjorn is aiming, and Orion is standing there screaming, and yelling in the background.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Barium's commanding Laz because Laz is a good direction follower.
Yeah, tell me instructions. I'll do it.
As you guys are tearing along through the outskirts of Memnon, some distance away from the city, as you curl around the whole of the city, the wind in your hair, the rooster tail of dirt behind your massive engined vehicle as you roast across the desert, heading towards the north end, heading towards the dockside markets. You hear in the distance and you see suddenly puffs of dirt explode up all around as you watch singular units roast out towards you, massive trails of dirt blazing behind them as one after the next they hurtle through the sand towards you. Each one flying across the landscape. You see about 6 of them steadily making their way towards your position.
Appears we have some company, friends.
I don't like the looks of this.
We should get back as fast as we can.
You can see a flag. You can see a flag appearing amidst the crowd. It's slim but obvious as they get closer, and as the one fellow turns to almost reveal it, purposefully reveal it for your benefit, you can see these are sand pirates that are out for an afternoon's delight, taking the risk of getting close to the city for some pickings. As the whole of your machine lumbers across the landscape, kicking up dirt in all directions, the 6 of them converging like a fist full of fingers closing. Fistful of fingers plus 1, I guess. Anyway, so with that said, what do you guys do?
Gentlemen, if I do say these look like pirates, I've had some experiences at sea, but this is a different kind of pirate.
Pirates. We
Yes.
should kill them and Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Ha! Bjorn!
And there's the right side of Bjorn.
Me! Yes! Let us!
And this is a relentless. Yes! And I'm just turning the wheel towards him. Unless Barium's trying to stop me, but I'm just turning towards.
I'm taking
I don't think we have a choice.
some of the gunpowder on my hands and putting some lines on my face like war paint and loading the cannon.
All right, sounds good.
I don't think we have a choice, boys.
Can't remember. Can I spin this ballista all the way around, or is it?
It's got, if I remember, it's got a 270-degree range. Why are you still awake? You're supposed to be in bed. Off you go. You already said your goodnights. You're supposed to be in bed.
Stop yelling at me.
Off you go.
Go to sleep.
No.
How dare you?
All right, if I'm driving and Orion's on the rear gun, someone's got to help him reload. Someone's got to cover the ballista on the front so we make use of that.
Yeah,
I guess.
currently on the ballista. I don't know if it has the range of motion to actually cover us.
I've got 9 shots left, so I should be okay.
Yeah,
My
says otherwise.
theory is go nose in with Bjorn firing away, and then when they go past us, let Orion take them from behind, because he's coming.
Yeah. Drive by?
Just
Can you
remember
just drive by?
just remember the reach around.
Yeah.
Drive into them.
I mean, I think this thing can spin, right? But it
A little
probably
bit.
So far,
I think we.
It can go so far, but like obviously you don't want to spin it and face your allies anyway. So
Yeah,
true.
I like the
Yeah.
drive-by idea.
So what's going on?
so we're gonna go nose in. I'm driving. Bjorn is gonna be manning the ballista up front and taking the first shot. And as we go through them, when they pass us, then Orion is gonna be aiming on the back. Barium's gonna be reloading them.
These filth don't stand a chance for my machine. We will strike them down.
You install a ramp on the front of this.
Are you handicapped?
No.
I need a place to set up a tactical map, and I didn't really give myself one. I just have to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, do we have some sort of RAM or something on this thing, or is it just kind of still...
It's still pretty basic. It's got guns and plating.
Okay.
Like
So
I
you
said,
can't
there's-
ram them. You shouldn't ram them.
I mean, you got armor plating, so you could. It doesn't have any, like, you know. Actually, you have seat belts too, so. I mean, you have seats. You don't have necessarily seat belts, but anyhow, see if I can find some. There's no way I'm finding anything to scale in here, so it's just gonna have to be whatever Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
So they're all converging from different directions, as you guys are situated in the machine currently. This is kind of what it looks like. The machine's going this way, and these guys are coming from the front and the side. There's a bunch ahead of you as you guys are coming. Like I said, you guys said you're going nose in towards them. Well, they're coming at you, like I said, like the fingers of a hand, +1. So that's what's going on right now.
This looks like the typical pirate fist maneuver. But they're coming around all sides and try and board our vessel. Be wary.
The only thing not typical is they haven't messed with people like us yet.
That's true. I don't think they're ready for the Kraken's wrath. That is what I have called her, Varian. You think it's fitting?
I suppose it'll do. But I think it needs to earn the name first.
Yes.
Right on. So let's get some initiative going for you guys too then.
How does that work when we're on a bus?
I'm on a bus, motherfucker, 'cause I'm on the bus.
Everyone's got an action.
I know
You
that
do what
song.
you got to do.
What did I roll here? Press 20 buttons to hold
I rolled a 14.
True.
Varian
first-
rolled an 8.
My first one was a 5. I don't know why I hit it twice.
Yo, Ben, that model's looking pretty good.
Bro, it's ass cheeks, man. What the?
Dude, everyone loves a nice set of ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did Laz roll?
The only good thing
5.
is the tires.
5 for Laz.
And I spent like 40 minutes on that tires, and that's it.
And Barium?
I rolled an 8.
And Orion? And then Bjorn?
14.
14
13.
for Orion, and 13 for Baron.
Bjorn always ties someone in initiative.
Perfect stuff. Our bencher.
Some?
Shady for you guys. My guys rolled up hard. Oh, weird. Where's Solian? Right, sorry, where was I? So these guys are coming squirrely in upon the sand. As they do, the one guy turns to the right to come trailing in behind you. As he swerves, this guy does the same. He swerves sideways. And as the camera pans against where the sand is being kicked... What am I doing? The sand is being kicked up. Motherfucker. The sand. Whole reason I have this table. As he comes to a halt, this guy turns over this way, saying, "Kicked up, huzzah!" And then we, damn, there it is. We watch as they fire upon you. The one fellow lobs with a what looks to be a wand that he's got with a if you want to imagine like a like a shovel handle at the back. So it's like a sawn-off shovel after a fashion, but that's the shape of the wand that he holds like this, and he just fires it off towards you. And as this occurs, it just generates and explodes with a frothing, flaming ball of fire that bursts out, blasting against the plating of the vehicle. As it shoots out, exploding against the side of you, it kind of rocks the ship a little bit, but not so much. The whole of the suspension just does its job. You hear the impact echo off of the plating as the whole of your vehicle just makes its way. These guys ripping along beside you. The camera's sweeping off to the one side. This guy does the same, firing against the machine. He rolls a 17 plus bonus. His weapon also exploding against your system. Oh, sorry, I didn't even roll damage for the first guy. The two of them... Oh, hang on. This is D10. The two of them combined conduct a 14 points of damage against your machine's plating. As the flaming shots explode against the machine and she hurtles down the sand, the camera pans against Orion. The Kraken's whatever the fuck you said.
Kraken's wrath.
That's
what
it.
I'm
The
calling
Kraken
it.
cannon. Kraken.
Yeah.
The Kraken? That's
Kraken.
just back where we started, isn't it?
And
Crack cannon, Kraken cannon.
what's cracking knacking?
You know,
Sand cracking.
We're crack-a-lacking. What are we doing here?
So, Joe, as it were.
Yes. So clearly there's
Give me frost
a
damage.
car to my right, correct? Like
There
a
is.
swivel.
It's supposed to be like if you imagine a
Bird.
trike, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna take aim at that guy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna unleash some wrath on this guy.
All right, I'll allow it.
Okay. So it's just a strength check, you said?
It is a strength-based attack, yeah. Because you gotta muscle the thing into position and fire it.
Okay. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Do your worst.
Oh, you literally jinxed me. Got a 2.
Oh, terrible.
He did the
I've been
worst he
rolling.
could do. He
I've
couldn't
been
do worse
rolling
than that.
awful tonight.
I didn't mean literally.
Well,
Yeah.
that is
Inspiring.
unfortunate. Let me see if I can actually get this to work the way I need it to.
You can inspire me. I don't know if I'll roll any better, but I can try.
I'm not inspiring you. Is somebody else?
I think
I
Rick
want to.
is.
I'm driving, so I might as well. Sure.
Oh. All right.
Orion, get your shit together. How's that for inspiration?
Do your best.
All right, okay. This is my moment, my time. Are you ready?
What the?
Really?
What the fuck is this?
Did you roll double ones or some shit?
Another 2.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, buddy.
This shit is
Oh.
cursed.
You're
Oh
welcome.
no.
I came into your house and I cursed you.
Yeah, somebody did.
Well,
God damn.
the shot sails away, exploding against a cliffside where a mother falcon had just set up her new brood. And she was so proud of that nest that just explodes, taking her and the whole of her few eggs in the nest into absolute particulate as it explodes away, and you gain an experience point.
Ah. All right.
See, everybody's okay with the murder as long as they get some experience. It's fine. With that said, from Oregon over to Bjorn. What up, babe?
I'm gonna swing the ballista around and aim at the white motorcycle.
Okay.
So that would. What am I gonna roll for that?
It's going to be a ranged attack, also strength-based. So it's just a strength-based attack.
Okay. So 17 is my strength check. Do I get any other bonuses on that, or
Sorry, any other what?
bonuses on that, like proficiency or anything like that?
Yeah, it is very much a, just a standard strength-based attack. You get your proficiency and your strength bonus.
Okay. Then 19.
Okay. The bolt. I swear to God, that's exactly where it was, man. The ballista fires true as the bolt sails away, smashing against the bikes. How much damage are we talking here?
I'm not sure.
It's 2d10. You get to roll for this thing.
12 damage.
Perfect stuff. As the ballista bolt explodes against the hull of the trike, the whole of it pitches for a moment as the driver fights to keep it steady, and he just manages. As his bonus carries him over, he manages to wrench it back under control and continue roaring towards you. With that in mind, the camera pans against Barium, my man. As you continue to make me a pilot check to hold this thing steady as you race away from your opposition, or would you like to pull some sort of trickiness here? There's the one guy you can see off to your left there. As you guys are
so both the cannon and the ballista, do they both need a turn to reload?
Yes, the cannon is reloaded with a bonus action, and then requires a standard action every 3 shots. So that's when you fill the gunpowder. So every 3 shots you have to replace the gunpowder, but you get to fire the gun every round with a bonus action.
I'd like to
yeah.
try to sustain the distance we have then.
Okay, that's fine. Looking at the bike and your massive wheels, you notice that he's about the same size as your wheels.
If he gets close enough, I'm gonna, try to chew him up under them wheels.
He's getting pretty close. Like he's maybe about 20 feet.
I might yank that wheel over.
You can do it. You just have to roll. You just have to roll me a pilot check.
Wait, was Laz driving or was Barry driving?
Oh, is it Laz driving? Did I fuck that up?
I think Laz was driving. Yeah.
I thought Laz was driving.
Okay. Sorry, my bad. What's Barry doing?
I thought Barry was working with Orion. Bjorn was up front, and I was driving.
Oh, that's right. It's a bonus action to reload the cannon. So if you're reloading it for Orion, then that's fine. You can throw a bonus action into it, and then you have your standard action to do whatever you want. That makes sense.
Is there any windows on this thing, like at the side that we could like shoot or something?
The plating actually. Well, I mean, yeah. Eventually, the idea is to have windows. You haven't installed those yet, but
we're all
screens
up on top.
Actually. But sorry.
Are we mostly all up on top, right?
So you guys are within the
kind
thing.
Of an open pit. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are within the thing, and most of the plating is in place. I should say all of the plating is in place. It just doesn't have any of the wind screens or windshields. I should say you don't have any of the mesh coverings.
So, am I able to fire my crossbow at the nearest guy? Which is the white trike?
I am 100% into this.
Those trikes are just open, right? Like a regular motorcycle kind of?
Yeah, and on the back of each of these rides a semi-armored figure. They wear a sort of rider's armor that they call an armadillo. And so, effectively, it's just like if you imagine a turtle shell that supposedly protects them when they wipe out.
I see. Yeah, I'd like to launch a shot at him.
Okay, and this is with your crossbow. Go ahead and take a shot. It's 15 or better. As you race along, shaking on the platform and taking the shot against. The wind blasting against you, you try to lead the shot ahead. As you release.
Hit a 15.
Dead on as you watch your bolts sail into your opposition for damage of
5.
Right, you can add a d6 for the velocity.
One more.
One more, that's fine. Sorry, so you said 6 total then, or 5 total here?
It'd be 6 total with that
6
extra.
total, yeah. So you're up to 2
6.
on this guy. Terrific. As the bolt strikes into his chest, he warbles, whipping back and forth as he manages to keep himself steady on the vehicle and continues to hurtle forth. And that's you.
Yep.
Laz, how about that pilot check?
Yeah, we're gonna do that pilot check. What am I rolling here?
I want some strength. Actually, you know what? I want. Yeah, we'll go with strength. Strength and proficiency to hold her steady.
Alright, so it's gonna be strength and so my strength is +3, and then my proficiency is +2, so it should be +5, right?
That's
what I'm
correct.
doing.
100%.
All right, motherfucker. I got a 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8, and that is terrible.
Yeah, but you know what? Wait, did you roll 8 total?
Total.
Oh, okay. As you try to hold her steady against, you find you're getting sucked into a bit of a sloping area, and try as you might, the whole of the machine is still listing to the left towards the fellow on the bike. He is trying to hold it steady on the slope as you're just slowly creeping in towards him. He starts to put the brakes on and drop back slightly. As the camera pulls backwards, and
Bjorn can hit him. Sweet.
Calculated.
As the camera pulls along to show you guys roasting over the sands as such, the camera pans along to show this guy suddenly veer off to the one side, and as he does, he fires off another shot for 12 plus bonus against the armor of the machine, delivering another. Oh, sorry, no, that's not right. Again, I did the wrong thing. Delivering another single point of damage against the machine as it continues to roast along, its 6 wheels churning the desert into naught but dust billowing back behind. As this guy, like I say, he roasts off to the one side, the camera pans along steadily to the side profile as this guy drives up and around, letting the slope carry him downwards. He takes a shot off the side with a 13 plus bonus, another plank against the planks of steel for 3 more damage upon the vehicle. I don't know who's tracking the damage on this thing.
So wouldn't that be 18 total?
That would be.
400.
Yes. Well, that's 400 for the plating. The frame still has like 600, so the whole of the machine has like 600 health.
Okay. But the attacks so far have only hit the plating, right?
Yeah, you could say.
They've all been external. They're not like underneath or. Okay.
Yeah. Once we start doing some serious damage, plates start to explode off, and then that's all bad, right?
Yeah, let's avoid that.
We're not there yet.
We'll let them shoot the tires.
As for all you know, they're trying to shoot the tires.
Are we leading them towards town, like towards the market?
Slowly, yeah. The camera's gonna pan from above, showing like the city as you guys are racing back towards it in a beeline, heading along the river. As these guys continue to give chase and close in. And it is from there back over to Orion once again.
Okay, hit something, Orion.
Yeah, I know. I think after all this, I'm going to need to keep practicing on this thing. Get some proficiency with it or something.
Listen to me. You can do this, Orion. I know you can do this. Take your time, aim, and take them out.
Listen, it's been a while since I shot the cannon, okay? I was the captain. I just told people to shoot. That's it. I'm gonna hit these motherfuckers. They're gonna burn in the desert like the dogs they are.
And I'll shoot the black car that's now on the left of us, I think, right? Is that the rear left?
Yep.
Seen that right?
It's the rear right, but whatever.
Okay.
The black car. I got what you mean. I'm there with you. I hear you. I understand.
All right, here we go. Come on,
Be
big money.
all that you can be.
Big money. 13
is going to miss by 2. As you swerve about and fire again, the cannon exploding another shot out towards the motorcycler next to you. He veers off to the one side at the last second. Rap, 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 rap. Dirt rippling through the air as it comes off the back tire in sheets. As he veers, back tires in sheets. This is a trike after all. As he veers around the shot, as it kaboom in the ground, sending up a massive mushroom cloud of dirt and smoke.
Little one, use your muscles.
As you guys
I'm
continue,
trying, I don't have very big muscles.
as you guys continue to careen across the sands, You see another one of them slowly encroaching, closing the distance. He comes up behind, slowly making the distance, closing that gap until he gets just so. And just when you're not sure what to expect, you watch as he leaps through the air, jumping as he does, and throws a massive hook with a rope out that clinks onto the end, and he swings in to land against the machine. And he slowly makes his way up onto it. He is going to do
borders.
that. He's going to do that with an 18 as the bike that lists off behind, the throttle having been let go. That one disappears as another one comes in. And carrying another of the fellows. That one comes in towards and doesn't do so good. He loses control slightly and has to fall back. As this occurs, these guys roast in again. This guy picking up some distance between himself and yourselves. And from there, it is over to Bjorn.
So I'm gonna... For the ballista, would it be a bonus action to reload or a full action?
It is a full action, unfortunately, to reload the ballista.
That's what I figured. Okay. So I'm gonna turn around and cast Gust of Wind towards our border.
Okay.
So if he starts his turn in the wind, he has to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from me.
Pretty brutal. Right on.
And, yeah, I think that's it for me, other than I tell, Orion to hold on tight.
Righteous.
Because he's also in the Gust of Wind.
What? What do you mean? You mean shit!
As the blasting wind explodes against you two, the one fellow throws his strength check. He rolls a crit 1, and you watch as he's blown off the back and goes under the track. The guy disappearing off behind in the rooster tail as his crunched up body is chewed up by the trike that leaps off him. Orion's perfectly diminutive form hanging off the back end, desperately trying not to disappear. Against the elements all the same.
Alright, did we blow one guy off of there? Is that what I heard?
Oh yeah, that guy crit failed.
Yeah, he's gone.
As this guy, then he got ran over by this guy because there was no way he could react. I guess I could roll a reaction. Yeah, he rolled a 19. He didn't make it. He got ran over. It's too bad.
Sorry, can you turn
we
off
can't
the
hear you.
wind?
No, it's
too
for
loud.
effect, damn it! It's important.
All I hear is the hurricane.
It's for effect. It's like that one episode of Waterdeep where there was water running for the whole thing. Oh man.
Yeah, that was so good.
It
was
did
very,
the effect. Everyone was
like,
deaf. And
I
hated
felt
it.
like I was in the water, man.
So yeah, you're hanging off the back end. There's the cannon. It's kind of doing its thing while you're not. You're kind of doing your own. Where was I then? Sorry. You're on the back. You're on the top with him. There's Bjorn there. There's Bjorn. So with that said, the machine continues to race along with you guys situated as such, with your poor friend hanging off the back end. Oh, you know what? I have the actual machine. Why am I using a surrogate? Why am I using a stand-in? The real one is so much better. Just gotta get the wheels on it. Juno? So anyway, as I was saying, there's you hanging off the back end, hanging on for dear life, as Bjorn stands at the ready, the wind billowing against you like this was the ship unlike any you've ever ridden. So fast is this compared to anything that you've ever had on the water. And twice as exhilarating, if not thrice. Sorry, where were we though? Losing track of turns here. That was your turn that just went. So, Barium, what up, buddy?
Does Orion need help back up?
I mean, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But he can speak for himself.
Yeah, if you're lending the hand.
If the appropriate term is help!
Yeah, I was gonna say. With that in mind.
Grab my hand.
My hands are short. You gotta reach, you motherfucker. Ah.
Ram it.
For the record, sand is kicking up in your face against you. Just blasting against you.
Hairball?
You're gonna come out fucking polished with how much you're getting raked. But with that said, you're gonna grab a hold of him and yank him in.
Yeah, I'll take his hand.
Throw me strength, Barium. Go on,
This is
son.
gonna be fun.
I'm only 69 pounds, so you better be strong.
You got lucky. I rolled a 17.
You grab a hold of your companion and easily bring him into the vehicle. Safe and sound inside, a whole dune's worth of sand falls off you. And the other half of the dunes worth of sand you cough out a moment later. With that said, the vehicle continues to roast along as Bjorn, you're now alone on the top of the vehicle. But the rest of you are safe and sound inside, bravely safe and sound inside. As the vehicle continues to roast across the desert, the camera pans against Laz, who is still fighting to keep the vehicle straight. Why don't you throw me another piloting check?
Yeah, let's ram this fucker again.
Are you gonna ram somebody?
The guy, the motorcycle went too far off to the left, right? Can I get the guy on the right in that black car?
Yeah. If you make me a pilot check, I'll let you hit them. Sure.
All right. So here we go. Come on. There we go. Nat 20 plus 3 plus 2, 25.
Holy shit, this poor bastard. Ho! He rolls a nat 20. Fuck yeah!
Yo, I swear you have loaded dice, bro.
No way.
So,
Got weighted dice over there.
Yeah, well, I rolled 2 twos. Take that. Try and do that.
Ones.
as you suddenly veer towards Bjorn, you've got some sea legs, so why don't you go ahead and throw me a dex save, not a disadvantage.
9.
Terrific stuff. You slide slightly and are forced to take a knee in the sudden jerk of the vehicle. As it veers up the hill, you manage to hold yourself steady, standing a moment later proud as you see ahead that you're about to ram into... No, you're not. As you watch the one fellow suddenly slam his brakes and pull up the hill, such that he avoids getting smoked and creamed by the massive vehicle. As this fellow aims to keep in step with you guys, the whole of while the bus just makes its way further up the hill, trying to do its damage as it can.
With that range of the cannon.
With that in mind, the camera pans again to Orion.
Hey, third time's the charm, right?
You have one more shot.
Yes. All right. This is it.
I'm feeling it. Almost got blown off the back of the bus, but I've got this one.
Huh. That's
What?
why. This fucking thing's had settings on for some reason. Every time I've come in here, this board has been turned on for some reason. And I've never quite understood why that is. And then today I realized, wait, this thing can do scheduled turn on and off. And sure enough, for some reason, it's got
all the time.
a scheduled event for turning on.
24/7.
So yeah, that's cool. Turn that off. Delete that. Anyway, as we were, mystery solved.
I'm gonna take a shot at the black one again. Black trike.
You do so.
And hopefully hit this time. Please. Oh god. Oh no. Nope. A whopping 4.
So you're clambering out onto the rooftop once again to use the cannon? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I might. Are you sure you want to do that?
It's got to break at some point, buddy.
At some point. All right.
Every cycle will break.
Because after this, we got to reload. That's going to cost 2 actions, right?
That's true. Okay. All right.
No, it costs 1 action to do the gunpowder, and then a bonus action to reload. But yeah, it'll cost. You won't be able to fire.
Turn.
It's true.
Can I be inspired once again, or is that?
Yeah.
All right.
What you can be inspired once a turn.
Okay, I think Barry's inspiring me this time.
Yep.
All right.
Boy, bro, you want me to yell across the city?
Yes. You might need to. Oh, okay. I got a 15.
That'll hit.
Oh yeah.
It's dead on, in fact.
Woo. All right.
You just needed the right inspiration. I knew you could do it.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Do you feel the power?
Oh, I feel it.
What do I roll for damage on this?
Oh, so yeah, this thing on its shots is going to be 2d10 as well.
2d10. Okay. All right, these rolls better be good. Okay, not the worst. Not the worst.
Actually, you know what? Let's re-examine this for a moment. Bear with me.
This music's epic.
Good shit.
I feel like we need some
Spyro's
doom
big
music for this. Yeah, Spyro.
Yeah, we'll make this thing, we'll say 3d6.
Okay. Okay, that's for damage of 3 plus 3 plus 6, 12.
Perfect stuff. And this was against the same white one again?
The black trike.
And for 12 damage.
Attaboy, Orion.
As the cannon shot bursts away from your from the end of your gun and blasts against the hull of the bike, the guy rolls expertly to keep himself on the back of it, managing to hold it steady with a 17 plus bonus. With his bike having been shot severely, he's got a perturbed expression on his face, but he still levels his weapon towards you and presses on. Bjorn, it's over to you.
I'm gonna swing that gust of wind around and aim it at the white car.
Right on.
And just probably take a knee to hold on a little better.
Sorry, you're turning to face the...
So the gust of wind, it lasts for up to a minute, and I can turn it on my turn.
Okay, fair enough. I gotcha. Okay, so this
So
guy's
just-
gonna... He's gonna...
Yeah.
Oh, shit. As the camera pans against, the guy wavers, rolls a 5, and pitches the bike. As it rolls, the bike actually tumbles end over end and comes to a pitched stop. As you guys continue to race by, the camera pans against as the bike just it gets left in the dust as you guys continue to race along. The driver, you watch as he tucks into his armor. He actually rolls a little bit and then skis to a stop in the sand, and then just unfolds himself and looks over towards you guys as you race away. With that in mind, the two on either side continue to carry on as you see one more come racing into position, swerving as he do. The camera's showing him swerving against to hold position behind you and slowly creeping up towards as the other one starts to veer in as well. And that was Bjorn.
Yeah.
Gusta winding the one away, you turn your attentions towards as Barium. What do you do?
I want to reload the cannon with black powder.
Okay. It shows you quickly give a crank and a spin of the end, and it you hold out your paws, it drops into your hand, and then of course a moment later you reload it with the powders and jam it back in, screwing it up against the metal butt of the gun.
Can I use the bonus action to reload it as well?
100%.
Third.
As you grab the last bullet in this kit from all your joyriding and shooting that you've been doing, you realize the rest of the bullets are still down underneath. And this is your last shot.
Orion, I need you to listen to me. You hit 1 shot out of 3. We need to make that 2 out of 4.
All right, I can do this. Fear not.
Focus and make it happen.
I will, my friend.
Camera pans again to show you manning the gun and pointing it down towards. Down towards the black one off to the side. These guys you can't actually hit because they're too close. But with that in mind, Barium says his piece, reloads the gun, and the camera pans to Laz's strained face as you're working your best to maintain. Actually, I should say not strained, but resolute face as you're driving like a fucking pro up these sands and around, having never done anything like this. But you get this. It's like riding a yak. You just pull the horns one way or the other, and it just goes, and it doesn't stop like a fucking yak. This thing's just gonna go for as long as you keep pressing your foot down. You like that. Not having to keep kicking the thing, you know, like a yak.
Yeah, I can picture a gearhead being great for Laz.
So, with a resolute look upon your face, you...
So what do we got? We got 2 guys behind us?
You got 2 guys behind you, and as you look over your shoulder, you can also see the black guy off to the one side. He has silver, a white, and a black.
But he's too far away for me to hit, right?
Yeah.
All right. What if I throw on the brakes? Can I get the guys underneath the back of our bus?
You could totally try, 100%.
Yeah, let's lock them bitches up.
So with that said, you slam the brakes, quick as a wink. Both of the guys behind do their best. The one following up, and the one guy not so much. He swerves, skipping against one of the tires, going under it. He pitches against and flips end over. As the nose goes underneath and hits the sand, the whole of it flips through the air, disappearing a moment later. As the camera pans against to show him flying through, and then tracking it, and then suddenly, as you guys continue racing along. As soon as he hits the earth, he is erased from existence as he can't keep up any longer. Comically, your scene is joined a moment later as the fellow lands and rolls and then disappears a second later as the velocity continues with the last car, the last trike, holding steady behind you, having managed to keep with his pilot check all the same. The dirt exploding off your tires, creating a perfect hallway from within which he is hurtling upon you. You watch as he opens fire with a 17 plus bonus, striking against the back end of your vehicle for 4 plus damage. 4 points of piercing against the plating, and he Do I have this many? Right here. Actually, she. Hello. Leaps off the trike, grabbing a hold of the edge and pulling herself. Well, hang on a second. Take that roll. Grabbing a hold of the edge. That's what she does. And so with that said, the trike slowly slows down, having no more throttle, disappearing in the back. As the camera pans against the scene as you guys hurtle along. With that said, it's back over to Orion. You can't really aim the cannon at her as she's hanging off the end of the vehicle.
Okay.
I mean, could you? Yeah, I guess. You know what? Sure, fuck it. You totally could. You might risk hitting the vehicle, though.
Wow. Being Orion himself, he's definitely gonna take this opportunity to try and blast someone off of the back of the vehicle with the cannon. So he's gonna swing it over to her and let her have it.
Sounds good. You swing your giant barrel over towards her. No, that's not gonna work. Yep. Did you roll shit?
Yeah, 5.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did you just blow the ass off of our bus?
He actually, yeah, I hate to tell you. He literally rolled the threshold for it. It's not a critical, but you do blast into the plating and scrape it up pretty hard, leaving a giant hole in the back of the, in the back corner where it's joining. It just, you blow away the edge of it. Roll damage for the cannon and apply half. You should almost draw a diagram of the vehicle so you can apply damage and panel it.
I rolled shitty on the damage, so it's okay. I rolled a 1, a 1, and a 2. So
all right, Orion, I'm gonna put this out there. So you're too small to lift the cannonballs. You can't aim the cannon, and you can't fucking drive. What the fuck are you doing on this boat?
I just need more practice with the cannon. All right.
Not to mention the political strife that he's been causing. Like, that's if we're gonna really go there.
Yeah, he's been consistently trying to get all of us involved in his little workers' party movement.
How boring would this story without me? Come on. You just be another crew of guys in a vehicle driving around the desert.
Accomplishing things, not fighting our bosses.
Did you just call us uninteresting?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. Alright. As it were, gents. You're racing through the desert. You got some dudes on your ass. Oh, this guy still hasn't fucking attacked in however long. He rolls in, and he's gonna fire upon Bjorn. Actually, you know what? He's not even gonna do that. He rolls to the edge where Bjorn is, and he's gonna throw his hook at you. See if he can grapple you. You lucky bugger. He's gonna fish for you. He rolls a 15 plus bonus. Does a 19 hit your AC, sir?
Doesn't. I'm at 20.
Oh, motherfucker! As the rope comes out towards, you manage to just so deftly move out of the way of its swinging hook as it clatters against the metal deck and slides off with a threatening scrape. It then lands down back against the dirt and skips up as he spins it around, ready for another throw. Riding on the trike, as you might imagine, he's got like one foot on the back seat. He's got a foot up on the handlebars, keeping it straight and keeping the throttle pinned with his heel as he just continues to roast along, swinging this thing, ready to throw it again. With that said, whose turn was it? Was it yours? Orion's gone, so it is over to Bjorn. Yes, it is indeed. Gosh.
I'm gonna ready in action when he throws that rope at me. I'm gonna catch it and pull.
That sounds good. All right. You watch steadily, getting ready for when your opportunity comes. From there over to Barium.
I'll take aim at the person who boarded us.
Right on, right on.
I'm gonna take a crossbow shot.
So if you want to go ahead and roll that.
Rolled a 16.
Right on. Now let's just jump over there. 16 will hit if you want to roll me the damage.
That's 10 damage. I actually rolled the max, the 8, and it's +2 for 10.
Nice.
Stop the cap.
With that said, you fire upon the opposition with your crossbow, aiming down towards the fella. As the shot heads off towards doing... Sorry, how much damage was it again?
10.
10. He rolls 19, managing just so to hold on. As still, you do another 10 damage. And this was on the black guy?
The person who boarded us.
Oh, right. Okay, so she's taking 10 damage there. Terrific stuff. As you blast upon her, the bolt striking into her shoulder, she still manages to hold on with the other arm as she's pulling herself aboard. And that's you, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Right? From there to Laz once again, as you continue to pilot along, you see the
that guy off to the right?
You do see him very clearly, easily enough.
Oh, yeah. That's where we're headed.
Mind you, he can still pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Yeah, rolled 2 15s.
So I got an 8 plus 3 plus 2. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
As you try to pull up to slam into him against the slope's grade, the truck's tires keep slipping against the loose sand. While you can continue to go straight at this velocity, the vehicle simply fails to pick up along the slope. Enough so that it can strike into him. And he manages... Hang on, what's your total? Just to be sure here.
13.
Okay, yeah, he rolled a 15 plus bonus at disadvantage. So... I feel like he should have a penalty, but he'd still beat you. Point is, he won... He's trick riding the fuck out of this scenario too, if I may. He's, like I said, he's standing on his trike. He's got a heel on the throttle, and he's steering it away from you. So I mean, this is some Tony Hawk, fucking Mad Max shit right here. Tony Hawk Fury Road. As you veer into him best you can, doing your best not to throw your friends as well. The raider manages to pull herself up onto the edge, and from here she grabs a hold of the gun, and she wrenches it to the side with a strength check that you can contest. She rolls a 14 plus 3.
Oh, I rolled a 16.
Sweet. You hold onto it as she spins it around, taking your weight with it. As she lifts it up and you hold onto it and she pulls you around, you come swerve. You just hold on, I'm assuming?
No, I'm gonna... Can I let...
I mean, you could always try to kick her in the face or something. It's your call. What do you want to do?
Okay. I obviously can't like attack her or anything, right? Like she's swinging me towards her to.
I'd allow it. I mean, I'm not gonna say
Like,
you couldn't.
could I like hang on and then as I'm getting closer to her, try and shoot her with my pistol or something?
Yeah, I'd allow that. Sure.
Oh, sweet. All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hang on and try and do like a trick shot as she wheels me around.
In the moment, not really sure what to do. You manage to whip out your gun, and you can throw me acrobatics.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Hanging. Hanging awning. Hang awning. Hang awning.
Okay.
Awning hanging.
Rolled a 16.
16?
Yeah.
Terrific stuff. You manage to hold on as you swing in, throwing a leg into the handle, holding yourself steady as you now roll to shoot.
Okay. Uh, 15.
15 will hit. Dead on.
Yeah. Nice. And damage. Do I get a sneak attack on this?
No.
Okay. So just 10 damage.
Terrific stuff. As you blast into her, she shrieks out in pain and stumbles back from the bullet wound that now spurts from her chest. She stands there clearly weakened, you would say almost at death's door. As she stumbles around for a moment, she will get a resolute grit of a grimace on her face as the camera pans over towards Bjorn.
So the other guy never threw?
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting about him. Thank you for reminding me. So he's gonna throw. He's gonna miss, giving you the perfect opportunity to grab a hold of it.
Okay. What's my check on that?
So you can throw me a dex check of 10 or better in this case.
11.
Fantastic. You managed to literally grab a hold of the hook out of the air, grasping a hold of it. You can now throw that strength check you wanted to do.
12.
He is going to roll a nat 20. So, I mean, yeah. He holds steady as you pull against him, and he kind of like veers against the bike, managing to use the bike to his advantage there. As he leans against it and pulls back, that's you.
Can we hire this guy?
Fuck. It's over to Baradin once again.
Need to get that border off of Orion. Want to go smack her with a wrench.
Sounds good, my man. You get up to the roof and rush in upon the opposition. The stubborn opposition that threatens your ride. Where the fuck did you go? Oh, there you are. What up?
I rolled a 20, not nat.
That'll do.
And 6 damage.
Right on. As you come in towards her and rushing upon the rooftop of the machine, your loud clawed footprints leaving scrape marks where your talons strike the metal, and finally you smash her across the face and she sails through the air, landing down in the dirt and disappearing a moment later as you guys hurtle away. The one fellow looking towards what's happened simply drops his hook, throws it over his shoulder, and hops down onto the bike. As the camera pans against Laz.
Yeah, I'm gonna ram him again. I mean, he's over there and I can still get to him?
He's still there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, we have people on top of this thing, so...
Yeah. 18 plus 3 plus 2, so 23.
Holy shit. This guy's gonna roll shit. As he jumps back into the driver's seat, getting ready to pull away, it's just a moment too late. As you finally manage to get a little bit of a solid point, and feeling the bite of the tires, you instinctively twist at that moment. The whole of the ride suddenly just swallows the whole of his vehicle. Everybody on top can roll me a dex check.
Oh, shit.
Dex save.
15.
Come
That'll do.
Got a 19.
Terrific stuff.
17.
Even just as good. And each of you suddenly reacts as the Dragonborn's talons scrape against the metal. And Bjorn drops to a knee again, holding himself aloft best he can amidst the sudden change in velocity. As the rooster tails continue to careen off the back, having left all of your opposition literally in the dust, the smoldering end of the cannon leaves a long, thin black smoke trail behind next to the rooster tail of dirt and weeds floating about as your vehicle continues to roar against the river, heading to the north end of town. The camera then pans back down into the city.
So, just a quick question. I was still holding onto the rope, so when the guy dropped it, can I claim that grappling hook for myself?
You're saying you want to pull over and do so?
Well, I was still holding on to the other end, right?
Oh, yeah,
or did
that's
I lose
fair.
it when he tugged?
He did roll a nat 20 to hold on to his end, but go ahead and roll me a strength check in the aftermath here, just to hold on to it. I mean, at that point, he's very not concerned with the rope.
12.
Terrific stuff. And a disadvantage, he still gets a 14 plus bonus. I'm sorry.
Alright.
With that said, he manages to hold on to it as it pulls away from your grasp, risking pulling you under the wheels as he disappears from view. You see him actually pop out on the other side, stumbling onto his feet as he unfolds himself from his armor. The whole of the vehicle suddenly jumping over the trike as it pitches down into the ground. The wheels simply flexing and rolling over as you guys continue on your trek. Where was I? Is as you guys are traveling along, then it's that's you guys actually as you continue on into the city. And the camera, as I was saying, makes its way back into the city. As I was saying, the one fellow has Gary grabbed from the back. As you were about to twist free of him, I believe it was.
Yep. I rolled a 24 with a nat.
Right on. And he
got a 22, I believe.
That's right, 22, and you broke free from him. And from there, you had your action done, but you could move and you had a bonus action.
Yeah. So I don't want to get one shot in, so I'm gonna use a second wind to try to heal up.
All right. 10?
Yeah.
Very good.
It's 1d10 plus 4.
Very good, very good.
6 plus 4.
You rejuvenate yourself, flexing your biometals such that they are robust, sealing up leaks, and overall replenishing dents.
That's the end of my turn, right? Or do I still have more moves?
So you're gonna which now?
Can I still move after I heal?
Yeah, 100%.
Really? Then I'm booking it. I'm gonna try to run again.
Which way you want to go?
Wait, do I see Sorth? Am I facing his direction?
You do happen to see him making his way up through the crowd.
Then I'm going towards him.
All right, that's down the hill towards more soldiers.
Oh shit! Wait. So there's a whole ass army between me and Sorth.
No, there's the dudes that you're beside. You know what? We see shit. We can't see shit from there.
It's like a Draygor sandwich. There's 2 up top and 2 in the bottom, and we're in the middle.
There's 2 there, and there's 2 up there.
Just like
and there's swords, and they're coming towards you guys.
Makes sense. Alright then. Guess I'll make a final stand. I'll take a swing at the guy who wait, I can only move, I forgot. I'm gonna try to open up some distance between me and the soldiers that try to grapple me. So,
Okay. So are you going away from them this way? Which way are you going?
I'm just like, I'm backing up away from all the soldiers, but not as far as I would exit completely. More like I'm taking like 2 steps back.
Clear as mud, yo. So, this camera here, there we are. You are here. That's you. Do you want to go over here, or do you want to go towards the other soldiers? You want to go away from all soldiers, so you want to go this way. So,
Yeah, going away. There's
the market there. That is not part of the market. So there's horses, there was some guards, and this is the gatehouse, if you recall. Hello?
Yeah, I said I'm moving away from them. From all the soldiers.
So this way?
Yeah.
Alright, this sounds fine. I don't know where. Oh, it's over here. It was over here. Where the fuck? Okay, there it is. Shazamski. You're moving your full allotment, I assume? 30 feet?
I'm gonna go 20.
You're gonna go 20? Okay.
Yeah.
You move to here. With that, the 2 guys will take attacks of opportunity. The one guy rolls an 11 plus 4. 11 plus 4. No, 11 plus 5. That's what they were at before. Let me double check something, actually.
I can take it.
I know that, but that's not my concern.
There's a weak.
I love the disembodied voice of Gary. It's like, yes, I'm doing just fine. Great.
We want, Oh, that didn't work.
Lex. I'm so strong.
I completely forgot about the random things on top of my bookshelf. Anybody else remember Mystery Science Theater?
No.
You guys never watched that?
I watched it. I watched a bunch of them. I watched a bunch of those. They were great.
Laz, what happened to your camera? It's like pointing up at the ceiling.
I know. I was pulling a Gary.
Laz,
Oh.
no.
Oh yeah, I'm being
That was a good
generous here.
impression.
All right, great. Sweet.
I feel like you guys are gonna shit at me, bro.
So as I was saying, gents, so it is +5. It is a 16 against your AC.
What's your AC, Gary?
It's 21. Because I'm using
Oh.
superiority die.
That's fine. With that said, you're hoofing it, running from these guys as fast as you can. The one guy, like I said, he rolls a thing. The second guy's gonna also roll exactly the same. So the two of them cross swords as they clang in towards each other. And you rush away through the market. A couple people look around, not too perturbed at this point. As you make your way, you do notice there's a fellow somewhat armed who takes notice, and the nearby city guards are also immediately taking notice. The camera pans against the scene of this to show Sorth down below as you watch your companion book it the opposite direction. The two soldiers behind you suddenly pick up their pace. The guard beside you doesn't know what to make of anything, but his attention is fixated on the activity ahead.
Okay, so I haven't engaged anyone yet, so I'm not really.
No,
For all they know, I could just be running, doing whatever, right?
You're still neutral.
Okay, cool. Can I try to make it to the group of guards by the gateway? Like if I double move up there?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so you're gonna traverse up towards them.
Yeah.
You managed to reach, I mean, there if you want, or you could be between them if you like.
Yeah, I'll get between them.
Okay.
And they've seen everything go down, right?
How do you mean then?
They just watched Gary get like stabbed multiple times.
These, I shouldn't say guards. These are Draygor dudes, eh?
Oh no, I was trying to get. Can I make it to the guards up top by the gate?
By the gate, no. But
If I were to double move it or
you're
not?
right beside a city guard, eh?
Oh, yeah, but he looks flimsy.
The city guard, I'm gonna say they are somewhat flimsy.
Yeah, he's a weak human. I don't trust him. Shoot. I think I do want to still clear some distance. So I'm gonna kind of run in the direction where Gary's going then.
That sounds fine. You make it to the top of the hill. Like, oh shit, that didn't work. Yay! With that said, these guys are bringing up the pace, heading towards you. And as you book it up the slope, you can see Gary just about 20 feet away from you as he has moved through the crowd some distance away as the guards take notice. And you can see that there's a fellow some distance away yonder who's taking a notice. Can you even see that? This guy right here in behind the crowd as the camera slowly trucks to the side. Reaches the whole of the scene. And the one fellow, as he steps around, you can see that he's got a silver sash across himself. Looks rather fancy, a bit of embroidery upon it. You'd almost say it's finery of a noble sort. But he is armed and taking note of the circumstances. With that in mind, where was I here? Is Sorth is running up the slope. From Sorth, it is back over to one of my guards, one of my dudes. So these guys right here, they're gonna give chase. They're gonna slowly walk around, taking a gradual look at everything. They move pretty slowly, and they, like I say, they take a look gradually at everything around. And this guy here, he stands at the end of the stairs, and he puts his hands on his shoulders, And as this happens, this one actually does the same. He stops as the one kind of puts up a hand like one of this. And he looks around, looking at you as you walk away from him. They don't give the lizard man any regard at all. As a couple of the people nearby, a couple dwarves and elves, they move away from you. Some of the shopkeepers kind of collect together their things as this little bit of whatever's about to break down looks to break down. This guy kind of walks into the picture. Camera pans against the scene for a moment as the guards, the Draygor guys hold their position. And the guys down below make their way up, double timing it to the top. This guard comes along, bringing up the rear, but holds at the edge of the hill. Camera pans up and around, showing the whole of the scene here. And back over to Gary.
Alright. So those two dudes just took swings at me, and then I'm still running away.
That's fine.
How far away am I to the guards?
To see the guards, sorry?
How far away?
I mean, there's guards all around. You can see a guard situated right up top on the sales platform. The merchant's platform to the right.
The guard or a market, right?
Yeah, he's a city guard there. That's one of the city guard.
Alright. Then I'm gonna run towards him then. The closest one.
You close the distance on his position. As you come rushing towards him, he actually stands stoic for a moment, unsure of what to make of you, and you watch as he proceeds to produce his blade, or at least start to produce his blade, as he grabs a hold of the hilt.
Was that a double move? Or was I close enough?
That's a single.
Okay.
I come in peace, Earthling.
All right. Sure. With that said, you rush in towards him, informing him of your peaceful intentions, at which point he doesn't draw, but you continue past him, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put, like, him between those guys who are attacking me.
You run past as the camera trucks past, trucks back to show you rushing away.
Give him like a warning sign, like those guys are bad news.
So with that said, do you look back? Do you keep going? How's this working?
When I run past the guard, I look back and I called him. I say,
People bad must run, yes?
This guy just stares at you as you say this, and then looks back towards these guys. Does it belong to you?
I have no rights. I forgot.
As a moment passes, you watch as these folks look around at one another. Sorth, you're still standing within their proximity. Those two that are bantering, these two that are conversing amidst themselves is one thing. Are you hanging around these guys?
Currently, yeah. Just kind of chilling for a second until they make a move of some sort.
They do, actually, as the camera pans around to show you situated with them. It'll come around close against the scene here. And we'll see. Can we get to the point? No, I can't get to the point where I can see you. I was hoping to get to the point I could see you in that dramatic little pan, but that's not going to happen. So we'll just have to do it over here. So as I was saying, to keep it simple. Camera pans to show these guys coming towards you, and this guy muscles past you. As this one comes around to the other side, and the one turns around to face you, and you can see his eyes through the mask. He's got humanoid head nestled down inside there, and he simply says to you, "Is there something of our business that you are interested in?"
Just passing through. Don't mind me.
Then pass through, and we will not mind you.
Dude. Alright. Can I walk up the steps?
100%, of course.
Cool. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna like slyly unsling my bow.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool.
As you head up the steps, the guard looks upon you as you approach. Unfurling your bow, the guard simply says, "No trouble now." And as you make your way past him, he doesn't give you too much more mind. He does keep an eye on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, he doesn't give you any more talk. He just kind of gives you, keeps an eye on you. Camera pulls back to show you come up onto the platform where Gary is situated.
Gary, what have you been doing?
Yes.
God, you scared the crap out of me. Alright. I'm actually gonna go heal Gary. I'm gonna do some cure wounds on this machine. If I possibly can. Yeah, I can. For a 9.
So with the 9, you are, what again?
Doing cure wounds on Gary.
Okay, that
For
sounds
9.
fine. For 9 points. Soup.
Yep. Cool. Because this is gonna go shit.
After me, I must kill it. Will you join?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Lead the way. This is gonna get fun. I just have to be higher than them. Not in their face.
When are we gonna crash into this party? Just drive the bus down the stairs.
Just
2
run
hours.
them straight
Like,
down.
Yeah.
Just completely oblivious to the whole situation. Like, hey.
Listen, the bus now has a taste for blood. It's ready. It shoot up 2 vehicles.
Did we not install ammo other than stopping and getting it out of the side of the van?
We didn't even install that.
You need a tractor beam.
God damn.
Yeah, but as an aside, Barry, at the end of all this, we're probably gonna need an autopilot at some point when it's like, holy shit, Orion can't shoot straight, so...
No, I got a list of improvements for the cannon that hopefully will
We're gonna have to pull a side job just to afford what we're asking him to do.
You're gonna have to give me all that platinum back.
I already spent it, sorry.
Ah, shit.
We're gonna have to get a new gunner.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, man.
Hey, one of these nice guys might be a good gunner. If they're actually friendly.
So as the scene is unfolding here, Gary and Sorth, you guys are assembled up top on the merchant's platform, and you've given him a bit of cure wounds, and there's been an exchange of wades. Now the question is, what are you guys doing?
Wait, can I ask how much you win?
I gave you 9.
I think. Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, can I take an action or no, or is it someone's go?
Cure wounds is a full action, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, some of my turn's done. Actually, yeah, I'm doing a bonus action.
What's that bonus action? Dude.
It's gonna be that,
It's gonna be amazing. Gonna be epic. Gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be... Nah, it's gonna be that 100 mark. Which one took damage from Gary?
None of them. I ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you headbutted one of them and it actually did
Oh.
1 point of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Surprisingly, makes a difference.
It's the one directly in the middle of them, actually. I think.
Then that's the one I'm gonna Hunter's Mark.
All right. Fair
my
enough.
arm damage is like 30, so I guess it took 3 damage.
I think you only took like 1.
Really? Oh yeah, it's disadvantage.
Yeah. Alright, so my turn. So.
All right. As the camera pans against you and you eyeball towards your newfound prey, you sight towards where the guards are situated. You see one directly in front of you, and there's one down the stairs to the left. You also notice that the well-dressed fellow has, at this point, unhooked his blade and undone his quiver. What's more is that there's a fellow directly across with a little bit more girth than you might have assumed initially. As danger sense takes over, the whole of the scene painting itself out, we watch as the 4 down below look amongst themselves, assessing the circumstances and what the risk reward is. They begin to file in, coming towards where Gary and Sorth are located. And as this occurs, the camera pans and cuts to black. To be continued. Because I got shit to do. Like, get up in the morning. And a lot of you are now at like 4 in the morning, so we're going to end it there. Jesus.
Yeah.
With that said, Alex, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your preference? Least?
I liked the combat on the vehicle. It felt really dynamic. It was cool. Really different way to think about it, where it's like you don't need to take anyone to zero. You just need to knock them off, and then they're gone.
Yeah, well, if a guy crashes, right?
Yeah. And I think my only dislike is we splitting it up kind of made it
drag out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that combat. Cool. Ben, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your what's the least?
I like the combat. I walked into the market and I was looking for a head, and I was like, dang, these 2 people jumped me, so I ran the hell away. So running away is pretty fun, you know. Yeah. What I didn't like was I didn't get my hair yet.
That's fair. Sean, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your favorite? What's the least?
Oh, driving the boat was awesome. It was a lot more fun than I expected it to be, and I did not expect to be in that position. No, just trying to figure out how we can tie these 2 situations together so we don't leave our partners hanging. But the battle scene on the vehicle was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Right on. Glad everybody liked that.
I do have a question about mechanics. That's what I did forget to ask. How would rage affect driving for, say, a future opportunity?
I honestly don't know how it would if it could.
Okay.
But if you can come up with a way, you let me know and we'll hash it out.
Cool.
Right on. Cody, what did you like? What did you hate? What was your favorite part? What did you like the least?
I hated my rolls.
Fair.
All of them.
They were dicey.
Yeah. Loved the vehicle combat. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll have to talk to you and see if like maybe there's a way I can get like turret training if I practice or something to help. I don't know. I didn't realize it was a strength weapon, so that kind of threw me for a loop. But
yeah, I'm having a tough time with that because I feel kind of bad, but it's just the idea you're muscling this big turret doesn't make sense for it to be a dexterity-based thing. So
no, and maybe that's like I can talk to you about it in DMs sometime, or maybe we can upgrade it to provide some sort of bonus on the roll if possible. If not, then it is what it is. And
I mean, maybe the halfling shouldn't, or just saying, maybe shouldn't be the one muscling the.
Yeah, that's true.
Just gonna go out on a limb there, not to be a dick, not to be racist.
No.
Speciesist, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it is what it is. It is a cannon. You guys are firing up. I liked how everyone had teamwork going there. Just to say,
pretty cool.
the interchanging of the reloading. So it makes a case for having that crew later on and extending the frame out and whatnot.
Starting to see that dynamic come into play is pretty cool.
So I'm just gonna, for the sake of sensibility, state that your boys didn't get a chance to actually extend the frame, but they did put together the new subframe. But they haven't added on the new space yet, so that still has yet to come. But it was a successful test all the same, and you can see that they've installed storage containers underneath, so that's always nice. So your vehicle is doing great. So, with that all said, what was I? Yeah, Rickard, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What was your part was released?
I liked a lot of shit about this one. The fact that all of the hard work amounted to this vehicle, the combat, like you said, I mean, it was like super dynamic. There wasn't just like one idea. It's like, well, I could help one guy, help another, I could attack, you know. I think it's cool having Laz at the helm of the vehicle, and it just seems suiting because of how big and robust the vehicle is. And I liked how you allowed me to customize a lot of the ideas with the vehicle. I think that really sets the atmosphere for everything that's been going on this episode.
Cool, dude. All right. Yeah, I do want to say, I hope you don't mind me starting you off such that I was effectively role-playing a character, but I was trying to set the stage of, you know, mad scientist hard at work doing a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool, as long as it fits your character is really what the thing is. So I'll take guesses and just let me know if I'm wrong. But
yeah, my character's pretty obsessive with what he does work-wise, so
it fits. All right, that's what I was looking for. Right on. Glad you appreciated all that. And Alex, number 2, my man. What up? What'd you like? What did you hate? What was your favorite part? And what did you like the least?
I like that the guys got to test drive this new toy that they've been working on for so long, and it was cool to see how it, like how they integrate with it. And the combat is super different. Instead of just like hacking and slashing away, I think there's a little more technicality to it, and it makes it more dynamic and diverse, which is pretty awesome. I'm kind of interested to see if anything goes with the Kurgit and the Draygor story, if that's just like a one-off thing, or if that becomes something larger, where he's working with them.
Oh, I
it could
see.
Be just business, or who knows? It could be more. I'm kind of interested on that.
Well, just for the record, he wasn't. You guys were just all in the same blacksmith shop. He wasn't. The shop itself isn't a Draygor shop. If that's what you're thinking, the Draygors were just shopping at the same place.
Okay, cool. What I did like, honestly, not much about this one. This one was kind of interesting all the way through. That's about it.
Right on. So I kind of stole it away from Cody when I started bantering myself, but was there anything else you wanted to add there?
Oh, no.
Right on. Like I said, I liked how everybody worked together. There was a nice interchange of everyone's efforts towards the driving and operation of the vehicle. I'm glad everybody appreciated the various facets that were available. Not to mention the change in gameplay between the standard fare to vehicular-based combat. There's no source book that I'm following for this, just for the record. It's really dynamic in terms of speeds and whatnot. There's no engine ratings, obviously. But eventually that's going to have to become a thing for the sake of a race, I suppose. Regardless, I'm glad everybody had fun. I had fun. I'm sorry to have to cut it off in the middle of a combat, especially when there's a massive set piece. I got a bad habit of doing that this week, it seems. But otherwise, it has been a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll hope to pick it up next week. So, if you like what you see, we stream every so often, whenever we can. In fact, you guys should stop in and watch us if you like D&D. Those of you who are watching us now, you can catch us by liking, subscribing, or whatever the hell you do on Twitch. I do it regularly, but I don't really have like production value. I'm just kind of doing this for a long time, and I like doing it with my fantastic palette of personalities. That is my plethora of players. Thank you once again, everyone, for being a part of this. Until next time, may your 20s always land on 20.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Oh,
Cheers,
did
guys.
we pull any
Oh,
experience? Or-
yeah. By the way, I guess I could give you guys experience, eh? How about that? So where are we then? It's gonna be for this session another was this 450. We'll make it this session.
Damn. 30 experience off of level 5. Shit.
How many people are close to level 5?
I'm 86 away.
You're 86 away.
I'm nowhere. Yeah, I'm nowhere near close.
89.
Jokes and good
I'll tell you
ideas.
next.
Right on. So yeah, everyone got their experience. Yeah, like I say, until next week, gentlemen. Have a good night.
All right.
Do you know how big the cannon is?
The what now? How big the
How
cannon
big
is?
the cannon?
You mean now that it's shortened down
Not just like in width.
in diameter?
Yeah.
In diameter, the thing is all told, I'm going to say 3 feet, and the barrel of it is about a foot in diameter. You know what? I'm going to shrink that down a little further. It's 2 feet in diameter, and the tube of it is going to be half a foot. So
Do you
that's
think
it.
I can fit a halfling in there?
Or a warforged head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the record, you guys have 8 of those kits of ammo. I'm not sure what I said earlier, but I'm going to set that to 8 as opposed to, I think I said 4. And again, each one of those has 12 shots for your cannon, as well as just a bunch of powder. I think I said 64. I'll split that to 32 shots worth. And yeah, if you guys want to put together any sort of customizations or design ideas towards the vehicle, stuff that wasn't covered, if you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves what sort of amenities your vehicle requires. You know, if it's you've got a couple of turrets on there, maybe you want a bar fridge. I'm not sure.
Plasma.
You know what I mean? Something on the wall. Discuss amongst yourselves, figure a design, and let me know, and let's go from there. So you guys can actually have yourselves set up properly, so that you're not having to pull over to get more ammo every so often. Also,
Sounds good.
you do need to figure out a place to keep the ammunition for the ballista, because I mean, right now there's just a ballista sitting there. So
Yeah.
be it like a rack for logs or something like that. I'm not sure, but you know, a something anyway. Cool.
All right.
Good. Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Thinking,
Hey.
I was gonna say I'm thinking A10 warthog auto feeder.
Yeah, I could hear it going on now. That's cool.
All right.
Right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night
Yeah,
for
good night.
reals this time.
Thank. What's that?
Good night for reals this time.
Oh yeah.
Good night.
See ya.
Later all.
Good night, bros. I love you, Dooley.
I love you too. Shit, I'm still streaming right now. There it is. Have a good night all.